Well, the thing with this Battlefield Island or Battleship Island or how much island it's actually called, you, dude, you would have to need so much. The best
We
thing.
need so much renovations.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, just I don't even know if the actual island would be worth renovating or if it would just be a case of just bulldozing 95% of it and
Well, yeah,
rebuilding.
dude.
Okay,
Just
So-
bulldoze everything that's on the island. Try and get rid of the mountain that's in the middle, I think. And then just build it up from scratch.
okay. So who wondered what was the name of those islands that Russia and Japan have a dispute over?
Yeah.
Well, Japan has Okinawa. If we want.
It's called Kuril Islands.
You want to post a link to
It's
that, mate?
Russians. Yeah, sure. I'll post it in the. Oh, there isn't
Just general.
voice chat text.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Yeah,
just post
yes.
general.
Guys, there's this island, or these islands at the bottom of Japan,
Yes.
and they actually look really fucking fun to live on. I mean, look at this. This is what it looks like. Here's what it looks like.
See,
It's
that
basically
actually
like Hawaii.
that looks
Dude, that's
kind of
like
nice.
Hawaii type islands.
Mm.
I feel like there'd be really fucking annoying bugs there, like the weird shit.
The one thing that I worry, then this is where I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat, so forewarning. But my biggest fear is that this whole Muslim migration, fucking social justice warrior thing, in 10 or so years is so going to be out of control that
Dude, I'm on the verge of being a racist because of that.
yeah, like
Yeah, same.
I'm
I
on the
don't.
verge of being racist completely. Like I can't fucking stand them. I can't. Like I can't tolerate. Okay, I don't hate Asians at all. Like the Southeast Asians. Oh,
Me either.
I don't have anything against them. Black people, I can somewhat tolerate them if they're like from the West.
I know black people that are
But
decent.
Arabs, I cannot fucking just tolerate. I can't. Just-
I just-
Okay, hallelujah, niggers. What are we talking about now?
I
We're
just
talking about like racial differences, but let's move back to Kekistan.
yeah,
Like,
Sure.
I was gonna say, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm actually seriously contemplating this whole buying a fucking island idea. I'm sorry, but the amount of
the
movies.
reason why I bring in Japan is because they're so anti-immigration and all
Oh
that.
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I remember
So
there was a
there wouldn't be that
case
many
where
Arabs.
three Syrian migrants came to Japan. Two of them went on a fucking no, actually one started to literally kill people on the streets. They shot him right like, on the street. They just killed him immediately, and they deported the other two.
Mm.
And since then, they've never accepted any refugees from the Middle East or from Muslim countries.
That's why you'd have to immigrate there peacefully, which isn't that hard if you're like a decent worker.
I mean, I can probably do that.
get some kind of good engineering job, or even
Like,
just
I-
fucking speaking English there is so easy.
Like, I live in the fucking Middle East, so I can probably do that.
like
The Middle East needs to not exist, though.
biggest
Like the
shut
Middle
up,
East,
Chris.
please.
and the thing obviously,
Right,
look at the end of the day, if we were an independent nation, like say for example, we brought this battleship island and we went through and we became independent. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go through and abide by everybody else's ruling when it comes to immigration. We could adopt a similar stance to Japan and say, fuck off, we don't want immigration. We only want people that we accept.
I mean, we can have immigration, but not illegal immigration.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Just
what we
extreme
said.
vetting and just say, like, these are, you have to pass the criteria and you're allowed to come in. And if you...
I mean, I think the way that we should legalize immigration is three things, mostly. First one is sustainability. Second thing is knowledge of culture,
Yeah.
and third thing is basically how they be like. I know this is kind of stupid, but also age, like in the sense that if it's like fucking, I don't know, two little children fucking coming from a Muslim country wanting to immigrate because they don't have anywhere else to go, like with no parents, like fucking accept them. That's not
Yeah.
a problem. But if it's like a ton of people, like
But you know
if
what's
a
also
ton
a
of them,
problem?
like no. But here's the thing: like if it's a ton of people, if it's like mass immigration or if it's like somebody who's an adult, you should have a quiz on our fucking culture.
Look,
We
it
should
also
fucking quiz
depends.
them.
It also depends. Like the issue with accepting kids as migrants is also that when they grow up in like mostly white countries, they won't feel as they belong there. They would. Some of them feel that they're actually being looked down upon by the rest of the society that they've grown up in. So they will never feel as if they're fully accepted because of their background and clearly facial and the different like
But
characteristics.
that's the thing. The reason that they want, but the reason that we, like, there
So
is a
unless
way
the
to,
country is very progressive, like fucking Sweden, then
Wh-
like no.
which is where
No,
you get
here's
into
the
problems.
thing. Yeah. No, but here's the thing. Like, if the problem is that people treat, like, I know it's a stupid thing to say that people should treat immigrants differently, but sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not, because I believe the government should treat them differently, but not in the sense that immigrants should have the ability to immigrate, but they should be like tested on their integration to the culture.
There's also like Australia handles this pretty good. Now the problem is that their liberal government now doesn't do a very good job, or they like let people in regardless. But like when
Yeah,
you go to
Australia
Australia,
isn't a problem. Australia,
I have a family friend of mine who went to Australia to be an IT, something IT. I can't really remember. What happened was he arrived in Australia legally, and he needed to stay there for 5 years without any benefits, with just living off crappy jobs and shit. And so after 5 years, he took an English exam and also an exam of something like values or some shit. He passed both of those tests and he got the citizenship.
Yep.
But what happens is that if you have three chances to pass those tests. Obviously, the test of values, or I don't know what. I think it's called like a values test or some shit.
Yeah.
That's easy to pass if you're like from a Western country, like Europe or North America in general. And then you have the English test. And
which is
if you fail them 3 times, then you don't have a right to get the Australian citizenship.
But
anymore.
the English test shouldn't be that hard for us
Should
because
be
we're
that
the
hard, but like
Yeah.
to avoid people like, oh, no hable inglés, and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I think it's actually it's like grade 8 or grade 7 English, I think it is. It's not very complicated. It's like fucking high
Sorry,
school.
complicated just enough so you can
Here's
get
the thing,
around and so people
Man,
can
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
almost failed grade 8
Like,
English.
here's the thing, I'm like I'm not from an English-speaking country, but here, like, 8th grade English is fucking, like, it's easy.
We
Right.
learn it from like the beginning. We learn it from
easy,
first
yeah.
grade elementary all the way through fucking uni.
Like, to be honest,
so-
A4, I wouldn't imagine you, for example, having a problem passing the Australian English exam.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
agree.
all
What's funny
Commonwealth
here-
countries are pretty
here we-
easy for English.
Here we learn English like from first grade elementary till all through uni, and also once you hit, I think, because we have 8 years elementary, once you get into 5th year, you also choose a second language, like German or Russian or French, or sometimes even Italian, which is rare, but yeah. And also, if you get into a gymnasium, which is a middle school, a type of a middle school, then you also get Latin, so like English, German, or French, or Italian, or Russian plus Latin.
No, that's fine.
So
I like
it's-
Latin. Latin is a good
Latin
language.
Yeah.
is cool, I knew it, but like it becomes useless, and then over time you just forget it.
Yeah, I mean,
take it. I was good
I
at
mean,
it.
it's a good language to.
I would have.
It's a good language for me because we have Bible class and everybody like, it doesn't matter whom you go to. Like, you can go to somebody's house. They will most definitely have a Bible, and they will most definitely know shit about the Bible because I know like, being an atheist is pretty fucking hard and pretty easy because everybody hates you, but you make the most convincing arguments.
But
Like-
getting back to the island, to be honest, I don't think we would have the issues that America or England and all that have, at least in the moment anyway, because
Well, no.
we would all be migrants.
Yeah, true.
So I don't think there's going to be a case of this, I'm full-blooded Kekistani and you're a migrant. I don't think that sort of residual sort of feeling would actually be there. Like it
No,
might happen
we're
after a
not
few
saying-
generations.
Yeah,
There
but here's the
there might not actually be that much of a problem with
No.
spacing because, I mean, if you really think about it, how many people are willing to leave their country to do this shit? Well, I mean, it has, what, 5,500 people at its peak?
Yeah, it would be enough, though.
Dude, I
For an
reckon,
island.
especially the way shit is going at the moment, and if things keep getting worse and worse, the amount of people I say to on a daily basis, jokingly, like we would start talking, and I would just say like, "Fuck this shit, I'm gonna buy him an island and just run away from everybody." The amount of people that turn around and say to me, "Can I come?" Like, I I would say probably.
Oh, actually, I just thought of a way we could run the economy.
Hang on, we'll get to that in a sec. But what I was going to say was, I probably say it 3 or 4 times a week, and dude, without fail, literally 90% of the time, people say to me that they want the exact same thing. If you could turn around and build an island or live on an island that is actually fucking no corruption, no rule, like no corruption, no fucking, no deep state, you know, no
but
fucking
here's-
social
but here's
justice
the thing.
warriors.
All you would need was a
No,
municipal government.
no,
to
but
manage
here's the
roads
problem.
and
Here's the
forests.
thing. Here's the thing. That a government will have it can't be without corruption. It will have corruption. You can say that there
I mean,
isn't.
you
and
can
there will be
minimize
none.
it, but there's still
Yeah.
gonna be some.
Okay,
It'd
wait,
still
can I
be
tell you guys
some,
what I
but-
was thinking?
Sorry.
I was thinking if we had like
Hmm.
a ferry that goes back and forth between the mainland and the island
Hmm.
a few times a day,
Hmm.
so people can like go to work off the island, right?
Hmm.
Then we could just have someone who owns like the apartment buildings and shit, and,
But-
and just rents it out to the people who are there, and would also like pay for the convenience stores and shit. That people
Yeah,
would
but that's
get
just
there.
communism at this point.
But that's what I was going to say. Is that,
Not really, because people still pay for their life, and they still go to like work.
Yeah, but then he
and
has a monopoly.
they still get money for work. Well, it's like a monopoly, but that's only because we need it for the private island to even run it.
I think if you got enough people to leave and jump onto this private island idea, I think you could actually make a fully functioning economic system without having to rely on
You have to
that
have
much.
some sort of monopoly.
On foreign aid.
For an island this small, you need some sort of monopoly to keep
No,
it
not
going.
really. Not
Well, I
really.
mean, what is it going to be? A
Probably
crowdfunded
first.
island? You're going to have a crowdfunded island.
No, dude. Okay, for a start, well, within the island, obviously, you're going to have shops, hospitals, fucking government, police, military, everything like that.
You don't need that many. I mean, all you need is like one hospital, like maybe a clinic.
Yeah, but you're still going to need workers to work there.
No, dude, listen. The island would be like the habitable space, right? And then you have a ferry that goes back and forth between the mainland and the island.
Do you know how far out
The
these
mainland.
islands are? This island is like 11 kilometers out or 9 kilometers out from the.
Alright, well then just have a couple boat rides a day.
And I was going to say, and any fucking
Still
decent
be awesome.
storm or tsunami that comes through, and it's going to basically wipe out. I don't even think you need to go that far. I think, to
Dude,
be honest,
I
if
don't.
you,
Yeah, but dude, it's not on the side of the. It's not on the side of Japan where the tsunamis come from, though.
but what I was going to say was, I don't think you actually even need to worry about that. I know what you're saying, and yes, there can be people that do that, fully understand that. But to be honest, I don't think you actually need that for the economy. If you get people going in there who run a convenience store, who do shops, who do hospitals, do theaters, movie cinemas, takeaway shops, and actually have a functioning economy, and then simply export to the rest of the world using things like exporting technology and stuff like that. Like, you look at, for example, cars. Right, like Elon Musk has literally come. He went to Australia and he is building the world's biggest battery in South Australia. He is actually getting paid by the Australian government to come to Australia to actually build the battery. Now, if we have some sort of technologically advanced or citizens where we actually embrace technology and we don't stick it in the middle of a fucking back military office for 30 years, the amount of progress that we could make, like in a lifetime, would be huge.
I mean, we can also go. We can also go the.
Dependent on the main purpose that they need to have to work together a lot, like a city, like the actual city that's here.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, we can also go for the fun route, and not necessarily fun route. We can also, start a bit medieval. Like I'm not going to say medieval in the sense of oh no fucking technology.
No.
In the sense of we're just a fucking village with low-ass technology.
Fucking 10
And it
gigabyte a second
advances.
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 10 gigabyte a second is a lot.
I know, I was just kidding.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
fucking
the
island
but,
of fucking internet trolls.
but that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, imagine all that meme magic you could throw around for 10 gigabyte internet. But what I was going to say
I
was, but
mean-
exactly this is sort of proving my point. The fact that you're going to need an internet cafe or an internet shop, and you're going to need ISPs.
Can we
and
have
you-
like the same internet Korea has, like their cafe? The internet in the coffee shops is fucking faster than like the internet you pay in Europe for
Exactly.
for your home.
And that's what I was going to
It's
say.
like
If you're going
you
to
can
pay,
go there and fucking play Battlefield 1 with fucking maybe 10 ping. Holy fucking shit.
and then that's what I was going to say. If you go through putting through this infrastructure, this is all
To be
going
honest,
to
I
need.
think
Hang on,
the thing
dude,
that we're
dude,
going to do
dude.
actually-
Hey, dude, I'm talking. Don't interrupt all the time, man. It's
He's
rude.
talking.
What I was going to say was, but if you go through and put through the infrastructure and start, building ISPs and telecommunications and internet cafes and along that line, we're going to need people for jobs. People can run off to the mainland and get jobs if they want, but to be honest, there's probably going to be enough jobs on this island to keep people fucking busy for a lifetime.
Hmm.
Yeah, but we'd still need some way to get food coming in and out of the island.
Oh yeah, you could buy that and just ship it.
I mean, agriculture.
Yeah, but see, shipping costs quite a bit though. That's the thing. I mean, you'd have to have somebody who has like a business on the island.
Yeah.
Of going back and forth.
Yeah, which is also going to contribute to the free fucking market.
But if Defend Europe or Defend Europe can buy that boat for $80,000 or whatever
Oh
it is.
yeah. That's-
Well, yeah, we just get a couple of those.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just buy a boat and just say to the guy, okay, this is your company. This is, you can call it fucking, Kekistan Transportation, and
What do you think about the Defend Europe project?
well, we were actually talking about that before, but I was gonna say, do you guys actually want to seriously discuss this whole Kekistan idea and? Or
That's,
do you,
that's what I thought we were doing.
yeah, I was gonna say, because do you want to sort of stay on traffic, or do we want to sort of veer off? And...
Well, I was trying to
we
say
can do-
topic.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, we can try, but we can we can talk about other topics.
Yeah.
If it comes to that,
Sure.
just let it flow.
We can make a Kekistani podcast.
Well, that's what I'm
That's
not
a bit too ambitious and I sound like a fucking YouTube wannabe.
Well, I was going to say,
YouTuber.
I'm not sure if you were actually here when we said, but what we were planning was to actually upload this to YouTube and have it like a
Yeah, I know.
weekly-
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you guys.
Dude, I thought we were already doing that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I reckon it's a good idea. I've actually been planning it for a few weeks, but I just been busy and shit been real.
No.
But what I was going to say was, but this battleship idea, whatever. I actually like that island. I like the fact that it's
Yeah,
in.
me too.
But that said, the amount of dynamite you would need, you just have to level 90% of that island. It just.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: is that you could just push it off the side of the fucking island. It wouldn't be too hard. I mean, you just move it a couple meters.
Well, I was going to say you could probably expand the island by a few kilometers
Dude,
by
that
doing
would
that.
have a beautiful skyline, honestly, if you're like sailing past it
Mm.
when it became like a city.
Like you imagine, actually, I don't know how good my Photoshop skills are, but I was going to say you Photoshop something that's like futuristic, like for example the city of Atlantis on that island, and dude, that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking about like making a 3D model of it actually.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Maybe I'll get bored one day, and well, who fucking knows? We'll get bored one day and do it, but 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 that's what I say.
I'm not that bad at drawing, but I'm pretty shit at drawing landscapes. So.
Well, you can just import it all into 3DS, can't you?
What?
Just import it into 3DS.
Well, I mean, I don't do it on the computer. I usually do things by hand.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. But what I was going to say was, but that's what I was going to say, that you go through and you put like hospitals, take away theaters.
Well,
There's
you say
plenty of jobs.
hospitals, but we'd only really need one for an population.
Well, yeah,
for like a
hospital.
population of
Yeah.
5,000.
I mean,
Well-
there are some jobs which you need a few people for, like convenience stores and fucking trade.
We're gonna need like a government.
Dude, a hospital could
I mean-
employ up to 50 people.
Here's the thing: we can make more jobs by creating a law that says that trade companies are allowed to trade up to one commodity, or up to
Okay,
rather than
here's
two
the thing, is that
commodities.
we wouldn't need that many services because it's such a small population. You'd only need like a couple police stations. You'd need like.
But the thing is, we want to
hospital,
create many services.
Well, I know you want to have services, but I mean the thing is that you don't need as many, or like you'd only need like a couple of each.
Yeah,
And
you
here's
wouldn't
the
need a
thing,
lot.
like,
But still, even, you know, like even 2 or 3, sorry, I keep saying hospitals, even 2 or 3 police stations, it's still going to need a good 50 to 100 cops.
Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't say that many. Maybe like 30 or 40.
Well, you don't want to leave
Yeah,
your police
30 or
force
40
too
would be
short,
okay.
but
Dude, it would be similar to like the size of a town, really.
yeah.
Well, the population, I mean. And for that, you only really need like a hospital and like a couple police stations and maybe 2 or 3 fire stations.
One of the things I would really love to get like a research team onto would be like 0 point energy.
Yeah, I don't know how that would. I don't think that would work that well, though, honestly.
Well,
what
if
exactly?
0 point energy, so basically where it is it's from my rough understanding is where you actually are drawing energy from subspace. You are actually
Research the 4th dimension.
yeah, you're actually
Sex
taking
arms in the 4th dimension.
you're actually taking energy from subspace to power this reality or this space. Theoretically,
Like a super advanced civilization on the island.
well, funny enough, there's actually a guy over in America who actually went through and he was playing around with this back in the 80s and 90s. Now he actually managed to tap into subspace for a split second. Yeah, and I'll tell everybody else in case they don't know. But he went through, he tapped into subspace for a split second, and his house is that electronically like charged from subspace that even now, if you walk past his house with like a spoon in your hand, the spoon flies out of your hand and actually goes to the house. It's that magnetized.
Okay, that part sounds like bullshit.
Maybe,
I
but
mean, it's going to the extremes, but
If that was the thing, it would be more top 10 videos.
I mean, think about
Yeah.
it. If it's like one guy doing this, if we can have like a research team, we can probably power a fucking island.
But that's
for-
what I'm saying is if he's managed to actually tap into that energy and say that report is bullshit, which probably is, who knows. But the fact of the matter is that if he actually has managed to tap into it and his house is charged for a split second of tapping into 0 point energy or subspace energy, that means that it is actually feasibly able to do it.
I don't think point of energy would be the way. I think cold fusion would be the way.
Cold fusion is also good.
Well, cold fusion is basically like atomic energy, sort of. Heat fusion is already possible, but it takes more energy than it generates, so it's kind of pointless. But cold fusion would allow us to, like, power a city for 100 years, probably.
So I'm posting that in. We actually need our own friggin' hashtag thing. We need our own channel actually, to be honest.
Dude, we need to make a fucking Discord channel for this shit.
Mm.
Just like completely based on this kind of discussion.
But I might actually talk to Sir Winslow if this actually takes off and see if he'll actually put like a chat for us. But I was going to say, but that's the definition of 0 point energy. The guy who actually accessed it.
Or supposedly.
Oh, I know he actually did it because I've seen reports on him actually did it.
Well, if that was the case, then why wouldn't more research be put into that by more companies?
This is where you start putting on a tinfoil hat because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
saying that because it's not using oil-based, it's not an oil-based program because it's literally unnever-ending amounts of energy that the energy companies do not want to look into this because it goes...
That's probably why nuclear energy is so popular. I mean, the
Probably, yeah.
reality of nuclear energy is that it's actually really environmentally friendly. And then when you get these people talking about making the earth more green, they never suggest nuclear energy, even though that's like the most efficient and eco-friendly.
Nuclear energy is green up until the point when you start getting waste. And it's not the waste per se, it's how companies disperse of the waste. Like, you can actually go
Just
through.
throwing it into the ocean or throwing it or digging a fucking hole in the ground, just tossing it in there.
Well, that's what they normally do. But there is ways of actually going through and removing the nuclei from the nuclear waste. And
It's probably
actually,
an expensive process.
it is expensive, and that's why a lot of people won't do it. But there are ways of actually making nuclear waste a lot more safer. It's a cost thing. So there's even a YouTube video where a guy's gone through and made 0-point energy concept.
Well, if there actually is soul dimensions, it would be kind of interesting.
Hey guys, I'm Carly Clark.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I just
Right?
Let
Yeah,
me
that's
check out
nice.
this. Let me check out this YouTube video.
Are we gonna record or what?
Yeah. Well, I'm recording the screen so that people can see it. I will post it in Discord so you guys can have a look at it.
Kekistan newsroom. Wait, we actually made a newsroom that everybody can post on. That's new.
Yeah, they did actually.
Pose.
But Albert Einstein reportedly talked about doing this in 1913, and it's fucking 100 years later, and we still haven't made any real advancements in it.
I put on my
Well,
default
dude,
and I...
it would be kind of like fucking Nicholas Tesla and the whole indirect energy.
Dude, if I could go back in time and meet anybody, it would be Nikola Tesla.
It's sad that fucking CIA took all Tesla's innovations, or at least
know.
the plans and shit.
I know. It's fucked.
if I could go back in time and meet somebody, I would meet the first fucking human and then just kill him.
Guys, you should watch more Alex Jones.
So then I would create a fucking paradox.
I should have said Bill Hicks.
So I'm watching this video, and
What is this?
he's building something.
Whom?
A video I posted in
I
chat.
mean, it looks scientific, but I mean, I don't
links,
know.
yes,
It doesn't look like it would really work.
Well, he's hooked it up to a fucking multimeter to see if it actually makes energy.
How to make 0-point energy.
0.1.
Well, it's at least something. By the way, I'm currently reading the D&D 5th edition rulebook again. And I see some text I haven't seen before. Which is new.
Did you just plug a battery into it?
I don't know. I
Plug
don't
it
know
back.
what he's got.
Let me see what it's doing.
Yeah, that thing at the bottom is a fucking battery. What the hell?
I don't know if it's a battery, because if it was, it would have changed the multimeter.
I can see electricity from it spinning. That's what it looks like to me. Oh shit. The
Dude,
meter's
that's-
actually... What?
That is actually fucking working.
What the hell?
Let me see. What minute are you on?
I'm up to 3 minutes, and it is literally working.
Well, I mean, they need to research more because English will make more sense.
It is 0.1.
Maybe.
Dude, if you fucking built a big one of those, you could power a fucking city, theoretically.
Okay, those two are magnets, I think.
Yeah,
Like, what do you call the battery looks like magnets, to be honest.
Oh, I'm looking in the comments. This podcast says he explains nothing because he's a phony sword liar. There are 2 lithium cells powering the circuit with a cheap attempt to hide them between the magnets he places between the springs. Oh. Punks like this only serve to detract from the real work. Unreal science out there and make a joke of the whole free energy issue. I just saw that in the comments.
yeah. I take comments with a grain of salt because you don't know if someone's trying to mislead
Well,
you.
yeah, he said that, but he says that he was hiding batteries, and
So where are the batteries supposedly hidden?
he said they're between the two between the springs and magnets.
The only thing I could think of is the
Just read the top comment there.
There are 2 lithium cells powering the circuit with a cheap attempt to hide them between the magnets he places between the springs. Okay, but my argument to that is when he first plugged in, I presume he's talking about this bottom part here, right? The bottom part where you see the 2 springs and you see that actual, like a battery cell. My
I see the
argument,
battery thing in the middle.
well, my argument is that if that thing down the bottom was a battery that was powering it, why didn't it start up as soon as you plugged it in? Like the only time I
Because
can
he didn't put on the wires.
no, but the wires were already on. Right, so if you skip
Yeah,
to...
but it's not generating any energy
No.
until he starts to spin the thing.
Exactly, that's my point. So it started generating energy with the spinning
Wait.
of the rotor.
Let me see the replies to that. 2 cells, okay, and 1.5 volts, okay, but the meter displays approximately 65 volts without touching the device. How does it work? There was a time when mankind believed the world was fine. Anything else would be a lie today.
So he hasn't really answered the question, did he?
Maybe.
I mean, it might. I think there might be something else. I think it might be the motor. When it comes to the battery versus like the battery voltage, it might not be actual voltage. It might actually be ampage.
Well, what I was going to
Like-
say was my
true.
understanding with the battery, what I think it's doing is that it's generating 65 volts, whatever it may be, as an output. But a small portion of that is going into the battery, which is then keeping it powering as running. So the actual generator might actually be powering, say, 70 volts. 5 volt goes to the actual spinning of the motor, 65 volt goes to the output. Now, the fact is that when he plugged that battery in, that it didn't start spinning straight away, and it reads as actually 0. He's plugged it in now, and you can see that it's reading.
Yeah, dude, but it slowly goes down
Yes,
at
I'm
the same
saying it-
time. And he's not
might be-
taking it from subspace.
No,
Clearly.
no, he's using a different thing. He's using electromagnets to spin. This isn't 0 point. This is just another form. This is electromagnetism, for example.
Yeah, it is, but
Yeah, so the title's lying.
Yeah, the title is incorrect. Yeah, totally agree with that. Yep.
This is just known science. So it's plain.
Well, no, it's... Look, at the end of the day, People think 0 point energy is all about free energy and stuff like that. It's not. It's a misconception. What
Well, I
he's
mean,
what he's
if you
using
get
here
cold
is
fusion going, then that's basically free energy. I mean, you have a pencil power the fucking city for.
I mean, you still need to go through a process to do that, you know?
yeah. You're still going to need if you want to go through and actually draw on subspace and actually make 0 point energy. That is something that you're going to need to research towards.
Like,
It's not
if you
something.
can-
I feel like it would take a lot of resources just to get the energy. from
If you can
subspace.
take the energy continuously after a small process, then it's not really quote unquote. Even if, like, think about it. If you like can only take it in bursts.
Okay, yeah, honestly, guys, I think just
No.
a nuclear
Here's the
reactor
thing.
would
If you
work
can only
best.
take it in bursts, it still costs money to do. It still costs money to initiate this burst
Hmm.
of energy. You know, so it's not really free because somebody needs to pay for it.
Getting back to
No.
this video, you actually see at 2 minutes and 7 seconds, the battery is plugged in. It's
Now you're saying.
it's not spinning, and it's only reading at 0.0
I don't know.
0.2.
Maybe it's something like a button in the bag. Nobody fucking knows. Maybe it's just fucking electronic notes. Who fucking knows? And you can't really, like, if it's actually a concept that's designed by Albert Einstein, that might make sense actually.
Hang on. So, okay, so here's a question. He's plugged the battery in at 2 minutes 24 seconds because it fell out, and you actually see it reading at 17 volts.
Does it take a second for the machine to respond, do you think?
So,
Well, I mean, I don't think that fucking thing gives out 140 volts.
well, whatever the measurement is. But I was going to say, that said, it's still generating 65 on the multimeter. So it's still
Well, it
producing.
it might actually be amps. Who knows?
Mm.
Like maybe instead of showing volts, it actually shows the
Amps.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know the amps on a motor are probably actually definitely higher than the amps on a regular battery. And I'm showing the regular battery might have just proved that, you know.
Also, clean your room.
Like fucking amp power is fucking. It makes sense, but it's weird. Electricity is weird.
Are we
Mm.
still
But it
talking
makes
about
sense.
Kekistan, or is this just like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about the way to power Kekistan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, but I think that the best way would just be nuclear energy, to be honest. I mean, it's an already known science, and it would give a lot of jobs to people. And it's on the side of Japan that doesn't usually get earthquakes or tsunamis, so...
Yeah, but
I just worry that if you... The problem with doing nuclear, and I know
If
this...
some nigger fucks up and blows everything into pieces,
Well, I was going to say,
Yeah. That's why you gotta get the fucking engineering degrees and shit.
but
Because
it's
they're
not
well, yeah,
just-
but
necessarily...
then again, it doesn't change the fact that somebody can just go, well, I'm gonna nuke everything.
It's not necessarily
Actually,
that,
no,
so...
dude, have you watched Thunderfoot's video on the nuclear reactor or whatever?
I didn't.
It-
I mean,
it-
Thunder
it's
good
dude,
shit when
it's
it comes
safe
to
get
science.
right beside it.
wait. Why not just go like we do in Israel and just build it fucking up? We actually have a nuclear reactor underground.
Of course. Fucking Jews.
Well, I mean, if you have it flood-proofed and all that, then why not?
I was going to say, the best idea is the most environmentally friendly, is just using hydroelectricity. We got the
I'm
fucking
pretty
ocean.
sure.
Well, yeah, considering it's an island in the middle of the
Yeah,
fucking...
I was going to say, we got the fucking ocean on the outside. You got
Dude,
all the energy you
Dude,
could possibly need.
Geothermal would actually work too, even in the, like, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
Because the Pacific Ocean is like a lot warmer than say like the Atlantic Ocean and all that shit.
Yeah.
So
Why
if
we
you
can
had
also-
pipes, if you had pipes that ran real deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we can also maybe store the energy to just fucking heat it up. I know it's fucking stupid, but we might actually do it if it works. You know.
Like what they're doing in South Australia with that
Well, like-
battery.
Okay, so how about we just go with that geothermal and hydro? Because I mean, is anyone here an electrician or an electrician really?
No.
Not really.
Not
No, you
professionally,
Electric engineer.
but yeah,
So, like, what do we really know?
We know shit. No, not a lot of shit, but we know some shit.
we know really vague details. about
We
these
know
things.
really vague concepts of electricity.
Exactly.
we know how to shit post, but
Yeah.
We
okay,
know
so,
that
guys,
nuclear
guys.
energy generates power.
Guys, yeah, let's just say, like, let's just go with fucking hydro and geothermal for now, right?
Yeah.
'Cause we actually know how to do that in the real world, not
And-
like the abstract or just concepts.
and we can always get Elon Musk or whatever to come out and build a
You
fucking big
wanna
ass
pay
battery.
Elon Musk.
Huh?
I want to pay Elon Musk to come help us out.
Yeah, we're just like,
Fucking
dude,
Elon Musk. No, dude.
Hell yeah.
One, Elon Musk is a fucking globalist.
I know, but don't tell him that we're
Dude,
gonna.
that
Don't tell him
cunt-
what we're
that
planning on doing. Just like,
That cunt is worth like what, 40 billion fucking dollars?
But
I want to
if
pay
you-
him to do this shit.
but if you turn around and you said to him, dude, we have the perfect opportunity for you to come and to make a city which is completely green and not actually producing.
Completely green.
And he'd be like, dude, I am there. He'd be
He
like,
doesn't care about that. He flew his fucking private jet.
I know.
Like to get to the meeting where he talked about green energy.
I know. But what I was going to say is if
What
you
is that?
steal his idea of that battery in South Australia, you can also use that to hold the charge as well. So there's plenty of options around. Like, for example, build the
Well-
hydro and the geothermal, hook it up
Yeah,
to
well,
a
that's
battery
already, that's
system.
already known science. And if
Yeah.
we just get someone to make their own private power company or some shit,
Yeah, exactly.
and then we just put it in Kekistan, base it there, it's fucking done with. There.
And we can call it Kekistani energy, which makes it green energy, which is
Dude, that would also help the economy because like one company is monopolized, like one Kekistani company,
Hmm.
fucking monopolizing the island for
Hmm.
energy.
But it's still a monopoly.
And, well, yeah, but I mean, with that kind of population, if the island is going to be at least somewhat self-sustaining, you'd need a couple of monopolies on the island.
We don't need a couple of monopolies. They probably happen,
Well,
but the less
what do you want?
monopolies,
What do you want to
the better.
have? 3 power companies on the island?
well. This is what
Um,
you could do is actually have it so that the government actually produces the energy, and that you have
yeah, we do that.
wholesalers. Yeah, I think Australia does that, and actually produces wholesalers who actually like sell
Yeah, but
the energy.
that's fucking socialism.
Actually,
No, it's more
actually, my
capitalism.
And how do you want to do that?
My country-
guys,
No,
I don't-
actually,
I
my
don't see
country,
how that would work. It's off
Guys,
the
guys,
island.
No. Here's
One,
the thing.
one
here's
at
the
a
thing,
time.
like,
One at a time, guys.
yeah. I live in Israel, and my country actually owes the electric company.
Yep.
So yeah, they just tax us more for electricity, and if we spend like too much on electricity or water, they just
Charge you.
no, they make the percentage for the tax higher.
I was going
Like
to
the more
say,
you use it, the higher the percentage.
in Australia, I'm not sure about now, but up until recently, they actually had a private company that went through, a government company that went through, produce the energy, and then they sell it to the wholesalers, who then turns around and sells it to the retailers. So you can have the government running the energy company, then have the private companies. You can have 3 or 4 different companies that goes through and actually resells it, and then they can be the publicly owned or privately owned ones, and that way you don't have your monopoly. That the only person that has a monopoly is the government.
Maybe.
Here's the thing though. It's why do you want like it to become basically socialist? And if it does want to eventually become independent, it's that you're going to have these Kekistani monopolies on the end. Well, I mean, I say monopoly, but it's basically a company that supplies the entire island instead of having multiple companies doing
No,
exactly
but
that.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. It might be socialist, but it's better than a monopoly.
And at the end
Why
of
is
the
that?
day,
Well,
and I tell you now, at the end of the day, there's a little socialism isn't a bad thing. It's when you start going overboard with it that is really fucked up. Like, for example, if you don't have like social health care and you have private health insurance, well, the downfall is that you get people that pay $10,000 to reattach a finger. So at the end of the day, do you really want to live in a world where you go through and you have a private health system where you don't have a social health system at all to fall back on?
So socialism is good if it helps the free market.
And I'm not talking about full social retard. Like, let's give everybody fucking free healthcare and free
Yeah,
universities,
but
and we're
dude,
gonna
we'd,
wipe
we'd
country
still be
debt.
going by Japanese laws because
That's what I'm
it
saying
wouldn't
about
be
the
like
international.
independent for a while.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
but we're going to be yeah, but we're assuming we're an independent nation.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen for a while. I mean, if we're actually planning a realistic Kekistan on that island, then it's going to go at least 50 years as a part of Japan. At least.
Well, yeah, but if it's a part of Japan, Japan is going to supply the fucking energy.
I mean, geez, it'll probably take like a decade just to fucking rebuild the entire island.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how many people you get. Like, I don't know, dude. I seriously.
Actually, no, I'm going to take that back because fucking Irving, a company based in my city, is building a skyscraper, and it's been like a month since they started.
Yeah.
And it's already like halfway done.
That's what I was going to say. That they can knock these, like, they're building skyscrapers over in Japan and stuff in fucking 6 months and less. Like,
We don't need skyscrapers. We can just fix the oldest buildings.
No, dude, that's going to take a lot longer than it would just building ones. Because
well, that
we
would
still
be.
have like really old ass sewage systems. There's debris everywhere. They're like
Not necessarily the sewage
No,
system,
dude.
just the building itself.
the island went down because most of the buildings were unsafe for like a couple years.
The
To the
thing.
visitors, I mean.
The thing with this battleship island, whatever it is that yeah, he's right. A lot of those buildings there are condemnable. They are pull down, and in fact, and that's what we said before, that 95% of this island you would just have to fucking bulldoze. You would leave 5% for now, just so that you do have places to live and everything like that.
Well, I mean, the entire thing isn't covered in buildings right now. So I mean, you could just have workers living there for a while in like temporary housing.
Yeah.
But then after a while, like after you already build like a couple fucking tower.
Then knock down the other
tower
5%.
blocks.
Yeah. Then knock
Yeah.
down the yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Like, there's
Actually, you know what might actually be an interesting concept?
what's that?
It's you know how densely populated areas have like a lot of skyscrapers and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like this would if we did it. Well, since apartment is kind of ridiculous to have like apartments all through fucking life, then maybe also have how do I put it? Basically private housing on multiple levels instead of like having a landlord and having to pay them every single month.
Well, let's just make it, I don't know, a communist nation. Why not?
Like vertical, yeah, communism.
Yeah, I want to stay. I don't know. I'd want to stay away from communism because I don't think it's ever fully worked. It's
What I was gonna say was vertical property tax, basically. You know what I mean? So, say you have a tower block, right?
Yep.
The staircase area would be government owned, but then each individual apartment would act more like private housing. You know what I mean? So you're not paying the landlord for your entire life if you live there.
well.
No.
Here's an interesting
That's,
idea.
that's kind of difficult.
Here's an interesting idea. What about a crossbreed between communism and socialism in the fact that all the housing is
It's the
supplied?
same thing, basically.
Well, I was going to say all the housing is supplied by the government. The housing
Government owned.
is government owned, but you still have your own money for food. You know.
Yeah, but dude, if you do that, that means that there's no renovations that you can do personally in this house.
True. But then at the end of the day, would you really like? I don't know. Is renovations?
Well, you couldn't even like fucking paint the walls a different color without the government's permission or
True. Yeah, you're getting into too much
a
red
new
tape.
fucking toilet. There's the thing, is that I was thinking like, you could have the staircase owned by the government, right? But each individual apartment, building, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but you know how apartments have like different floors with multiple rooms.
Mm.
Well, every one of those apartment rooms would act as like individual properties, and you would pay for it as if it was like a privately owned house.
I don't know. I don't think having
It's really
owners.
impossible to have like housing in such a densely populated area. You know what I mean?
Not really. You look at places like, for example, Dubai and Sydney in Australia and London in the UK. Or New York even. there is several cases where there are high-rise buildings literally built right next to each other, and there's no problems with it.
Well, yeah, dude, I know that, but what I'm saying is like, having individual houses similar to, like, say, you have a fucking 400 square foot house, you know, that would be pretty much impossible. This is gonna be like Kekistan, where a lot of Kekistanis go, you know.
Hmm.
Like, if the population is going to be around 5,000, then you still need to have densely populated housing. And with densely populated housing, it's usually just apartment buildings, right?
No, we have to build. We just have to build more land, though. Honestly,
Yeah, but dude, apartment buildings aren't
efficiently spread it out.
No, look, I actually agree with you. I reckon apartment buildings, sky rises would be the best way to
Yeah,
do
but
it.
here's what I'm saying about apartment buildings, is that, it's not very good for permanent housing, you know. If you want to live in a house all of your life, you don't want to be paying for rent every single month, you know?
No, but you
That's
can
kind of
buy
expensive.
those.
What I was gonna say is like have each apartment act as like private housing almost, or at least certain ones.
So, like, for example, instead of buying a house, you buy the apartment, you mean?
Yeah, basically you buy the apartments, you don't have to pay rent, you just have to
Oh, yeah,
pay,
that's fine. Yeah, that's...
pay
yeah.
mortgage and property tax.
Yeah, that's the... Yeah, sorry, yeah, I didn't understand what you were saying before. Yeah,
That's what I've been trying to say, and then just
Yeah.
have the stairway as government owned. Like,
Or
public property.
or you can make it so that the government owns the building and you buy the apartment from the government even.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's
It's-
yeah. But
It's
okay,
a little bit like socialism, just barely.
yeah. But what I was going to say was, but okay, but do you think 5,000 people is? Do you think we would get 5,000, or do you think we would get more?
Well, it could be more, it could be less, depending on how serious the people like Kekistanis actually are. You know? I mean, you got people like us who would actually consider moving there, and then you got other people who are like, yeah, I mean, Kekistan is a good meme, but I mean, I wouldn't want to live in a nation called Kekistan. It's just a fucking island.
Like,
You know, like I wouldn't want to move away from my home country. You get people like that.
well,
So,
I'll let you know
we could
this.
do like an online poll, maybe.
Maybe. Hang on. Well, I'll let you know this island apparently had a staggering 83,000 people.
Which island?
The Battleship Island.
No, dude, that was 5,500. Even if you look it up on Wiki.
Oh, that's what I've got. I've actually got it up here. It started off
I mean,
at
the
5.
question is, what?
It started off at 5 and got up to 80.
No, dude, I'm looking at it right now. The island reached a peak population of 5,259 in 1959.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that, but I've got.
Dude, I'll send you the fucking wiki page.
No, it's okay. I've got the wiki page in front. I can find that. But
Well, it's
I've,
obviously not the same one.
no, dude, you're not letting me finish my sentence. What I was going to say was, I know Wikipedia is saying 5,000. I can see that. However, I'm actually looking at the official Hashemite Island, A Forgotten World website, which said that it housed 5,259 people, resulting in 83,500 people.
Like, over the entire history of the island, I mean, like,
Maybe.
even people died, maybe.
Hang on a sec. I've got a fucking intro coming up.
Dude, it's fucking 15 square kilometers there. If you think about it, that's kind of ridiculous. And if you look at what's on the island, it's like 20 square bucks. I mean, I can't imagine that being 80,000. 80,000 is like almost the population of a fucking city, which is 300 square kilometers.
Yeah, I know. I know there were a lot of people there, but every time I access this website, I get the fucking eerie music playing in the background. It's pissing me off.
Look, all you have to do is right click the tab and then hit new tab.
I tried that and it didn't work.
Oh, maybe it's an ad or something. Page.
Yeah, just use that block.
Anyway, you check the link.
Yeah. It would make sense that it would be like 80 people.
Dude, look at this picture. Look at this.
Oh, okay.
It's just,
I've got it.
you know,
Okay, so it resulted. Okay, yeah, you were right. There was only 5,259, which resulted in a staggering 83,500 people per square kilometer.
Yeah. I'm just looking up Wikipedia. It says 8,350, or 8,300. Look, 835 people per hectare.
Yeah.
5,000 people per 83,500 people per square kilometer.
Yeah. Okay, so that's basically trying to sort of give a. That's what I was saying to you. I know what you're saying about the 5,000. I've seen that on other pages too, but I kept seeing that snippet and I couldn't see the end of the sentence to find out what the fuck they were talking about. So that's what I just read the first part where it said with a population of up to 83,000 whatever.
So yeah, if you look at the island on the map, I mean,
Yeah.
what are the odds it's going to be able to support itself, like with agriculture and all that? It's pretty much none, considering it takes 0.5 square kilometers of agriculture to have a person fed for a year.
Well, okay, but here's a question: do we need agriculture?
No, that's what I'm saying. It would be like a trade city.
Yeah. Like you look at, for example, like I've been to Singapore, and don't get me wrong, beautiful city, absolutely
I have
beautiful.
friends there.
Yeah.
I know people from there.
Yeah. Okay. But absolutely has no agriculture. It's all imported.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It would be kind of like a trade city. Maybe even
Yeah.
like with Korea, in between Japan and Korea, you know?
Maybe.
Because it's actually on that side of Japan where Korean ships might come there before they get to Nagasaki.
Yeah, have like a port
I mean,
and
it
stuff
might
like that.
Oh,
work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be a pretty good trade city, I think, if it did exist here. Well, I don't think you can call it really a city. I mean, it would look like a city, considering how small it would be and how densely populated it would be.
Mm.
But I mean, it would be at least like the population size of a town.
Also, you
I
know,
mean, we can make it like a village for rich people or something. I don't know.
Nah.
No,
I mean,
no.
How many Kekistanis are rich?
yeah,
Most
no,
of it.
keep it for all Kekistanis. That's But but
I'm saying it's a joke.
It's
okay.
weird because I actually am planning on eventually starting a construction company. So
Well,
we'll
dude,
see.
we might need you. We might need you in the future for a project over in off the coast of Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So what have we talked about? We talked about population. We talked about jobs and power requirements
And the housing units.
and housing units, which I would suggest also I would stick with the apartments.
Wait, dude, we gotta talk about commercial areas though. Like, how big would the commercial area be? Would there be like a couple of restaurants? Would there be office buildings? What?
Well, okay. So accessing the internet when I'm on record is a little bit interesting because it sort of
Well,
breaks
here's
up
the
the
thing.
video. But
Would we build on a harbor, or would we build a harbor on the space that's already there? Because a harbor can take up quite a bit of fucking space.
it must.
We're going to build we're going to extend it. I'm going to assume.
Well,
Well, here's the thing. We need some kind of big grocery store, right? That pretty much everyone would use.
It's something like a Walmart.
but okay.
Well,
So
no,
what
not
else?
like a Walmart. I mean like an actual full-on grocery store, like Sobeys.
Okay. So what I was gonna
It's
say was
5,000 people.
yeah. What I was gonna say was okay. So for example, using Australia for example, they've recently just gone through a few years back and they built Q1. Now Q1 is roughly about 60-70% residential with about 30-40% commercial. So the whole sort of bottom few layers is commercial and all above that is residential. You could easily do that, especially if we're going to bop like apartment buildings all over it, like or build apartment buildings. You could
Yeah, there'd be
actually
no
do
room
that.
for anything else.
Yeah,
But you'd also have to have area like education and government services there.
yeah. Which, you just make it so that, say, 60% of your building is residential and the other 40% is commercial, government, schooling.
Wait, here's what I would want to know. Like, would we have a separate elementary school, high school, and middle school? I think it should be, like, just one big school because it's a population of, like, 5,000, right? So what are the odds that we're going to need each individual building? You know?
Probably not, no.
You
probably
probably
just use...
only need one
Yeah.
big education building and maybe a university.
And also if you did that too, that means that the kids in that they wouldn't have to worry about changing schools and shit like that. It would
That's
make
true.
transitions a lot easier. The students would actually get to know the teachers. The teachers would have more of a sort of a rapport with the students even. Um,
Mm,
Dude,
that might actually.
actually, now that I think about it, this would probably be a place that a lot of Japanese people would go to learn English.
Like to be honest, here's the thing. Like in my city,
Mm.
we are like we're like around 20,
Mhm.
20,000,
Mhm.
and we have like only two high schools.
yeah.
Well, we actually
Well,
have three, but only
dude.
one of them allows graduation. I mean, two of them allow graduation.
There's
So
4 of them in my city, and my city is a population of under 24,000.
yeah, I'm saying, but we actually, it's actually pretty good. There's a lot of,
Well,
friendly competition between them.
here's what I'm saying. There's this French high school, right? There's only one French school in the entire city, and it goes through grade like kindergarten to 10th grade, I believe.
Like, how many elementary schools do you have?
I think like 6 or 7.
Like, here's the thing. We have somewhere around 6 or 7 elementary schools, but we have like only two high schools, so they're like mass high schools.
Well, we have like 4 high schools, but they're all like decent size.
How many students per class usually?
Well, 20 to 30. In my high school.
Well, yeah, here it sometimes comes up to, here it sometimes comes up to 40, and we have like 6 classes per grade, and each one of them is around 40. I don't know if that's a lot. Might be.
There should be like a new rank, Pioneers of Kekistan.
Yeah.
It's like all these people involved in this huge discussion.
Well, I'm trying to look up while you guys are talking about that. I'm actually trying to look up what the percentage, as an average, is of
Dude,
actually
here's
school.
here's what I'm trying to imagine. Just actually accomplishing this and living there. Just think about that for a second. Living in the fucking city of Kekistan.
It would be epic.
Dude. Like so many like-minded people, holy shit.
Dude, you imagine living in a civilization where science is actually embraced, where social justice warrior retards don't exist, where, that...
Well, they do exist, but we fucking kill them off.
Well, then they wouldn't exist. But what I was going to say is, don't get me wrong, we all need left, we all need right, balance and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about the social justice warriors, the twiggly puffs and the fucking and the Antifas. You imagine a society where, you don't have that shit. Dude, I imagine if you ran an ad on mainstream TV for like a day, you would have people signing up to join your city. That so many people are going to be so sick of this crap, if they're not already, over the next 5 years, that they're going to be wanting to leave.
They're just running in Sweden. It's going to be enough to get all of the population in here.
Yeah. Like, you look at like Lawrence Southern, Brittany Pettibone, like fucking Sargon of Akkad. Like, how many people have subscribed and watched these videos? Yeah, sure, a percentage of them are
Well, I
gonna...
know at least 100,000 people watch all the Sargon's videos, so.
Well, actually, yeah. Well, Sargon's latest video, or not the latest one, but the one before the latest, had 200,000 views. I was going to say, and he normally gets between 200,000 to 300,000 views. That's 200,000 to 300,000 people that are watching his videos. That even if only a portion of those actually wanted to move,
You'd only need like 3%.
yeah,
Like,
And
no,
there's
3%, to be honest.
in this Discord who might even consider it.
No, not 1,000. Not a thousand.
I mean,
Way too much. It's like
well,
a third of
dude.
this Discord.
This Discord has like a few dozen people on it at least, right? It just doesn't show the offline people.
Hmm.
And you got to assume that a lot of people are usually offline.
No, it actually shows that. It used to show that on server info.
Wait, where?
I don't think we have the bot anymore. I think it went away with Corey.
Yeah.
Like, with the Aqua Purge. The bot went away also. So it showed somewhere around 2,700.
But
People-
that's just this Discord. Look, to be honest, the only reason I know about this Discord.
At the same time, though, who's going to be like working for us really, in order to do this shit? And how are we going to talk to the Japanese government in order to accomplish this?
You would have to start a high council. Or a council. You'd have to have a council.
We will.
Well,
We can start
here's
a
what we would have to do. We would have to start it with buying up the island. And that would
Yeah.
cost a lot of fucking money.
Well, this is the thing. Would it really? Because as far as I know, this island is just going to waste. No one is. It's a like before
The
James.
Japanese government is maintaining it just enough to be able to have tourism there.
If we tell Japan we want to make we want to make a city there, as they would probably just give it to us for free because they want fucking money.
Well, I wouldn't say they'd give it to us for free, but I imagine
Not
they'd
for
be
free,
selling
but,
it.
Yeah, I'd imagine they'd be selling it at a pretty cheap price.
See, it's actually abandoned and lying about 15 kilometers, 9 miles from the city of Nagasaki.
Yeah, but dude, let me search property value. Does anything say the property value, I wonder?
Checking that now, actually.
Some of us would actually have to like fucking learn Japanese or something to be able to talk.
Oh, konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa, watashi wa Max desu.
Konnichiwa! Some of your fucking island!
We will start a revolution and we will take Japan. Later.
Dude, I tell you what, the way fucking South Korea and North Korea are going at each other, there mightn't be much of a Japan left.
I mean, yeah.
Guys, we're gonna have to wait for some kind of crash in their economy.
Yeah, but the thing is that the more
That
the thing
might
is
happen.
that anime becomes shittier. To be honest, the anime becomes shittier. I feel bad. We were going to make our economy based on a fanfic anime. So why the fuck not?
Because, no, I mean, like, we're talking about
That's a
seriously
joke.
sustaining this fucking island.
Yeah, but we can also like try to make it a tourist, you know.
Well, yeah,
attraction.
obviously there would be a lot of tourists. Like, what would you want to have? Like, 1 or 2 hotels? I mean, the thing is that you really got to carefully consider what we're using the space for, because we have such a limited amount to work with.
I mean, we can definitely waste some money to expand it.
Well,
How
after
did-
we've already established the very basics and start having, like, tax income, then yeah, like, considering you would have at least some kind of municipal government, right? But the thing is that who's going to be the municipal government? Are we going to have fucking Japskin then? Or are we going to have Kekistani somehow going in the Japanese government?
Well, we can have like we can have that. I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
is
the thing
possible.
is that the Japanese are very anti-immigration, you know? So what are the odds that they're actually going to elect a European official?
Dude,
Or-
if you explain to them what, like, I look, and this is getting back to my topic, that I seriously think in the next 5 to 10 years, if we do not turn around this social justice warrior bullshit, there isn't going to be much of a West left. Like, they're already publishing articles in fucking The Guardian and mainstream media that the white race is going to be wiped out by 2040.
Here's what I like about Asia is that they don't fucking deal with that bullshit. You know, and their culture is a lot similar to ours compared to like the Middle East or Africa. You know?
But dude, 2040 is fucking 20 years away.
Yeah, I know that's more than enough time to make Kekistan.
I know, but they're talking about the the white race becoming a minority.
Yeah,
In-
that doesn't even make any sense considering I don't fucking plan to die in 20 years. If I did
Yeah, it's probably just. I don't know how it could happen unless they plan on doing another Holocaust or something, dude.
That's
No,
not gonna
well,
work either, because you've always got people who are want to like keep from race mixing, right?
yeah, but you got to remember too is that, and this is where we start hitting racial terms. But what I was going to say was you got to remember that you have people coming over from migrating from these third world countries, and dude, they're having fucking 6 or 7 kids. Like
Yeah.
As an average, they're having 6 kids. That's their average. The white race's average is around 2, if that. I think it's actually about 1.3 now. But I was going to say, dude, it doesn't take long for the white race to become a minority. And I'm just going to say this because
we're going to need to import a lot of gamer girls.
well, hey, we'll get Sniper Wolf, we'll get Lauren Southern and Brittany Valenti and all those.
So what? We're going to have like
Yeah,
3 or
those
4
Sniper
women
Wolf
to just like
fixed
have the
gameplay,
entire
dude.
fucking island populated.
No, but okay, but you go through and you think about how many people would actually support Kekistan.
Alright, guys, marry someone in your homeland, right? And then after you've done that, settle your family in Kekistan.
True. Migrate. But what I was going to say
exactly. That way we'll have women, and then the next generation will obviously have the same ratio as normal for males to females.
but that's what I was going to say was, but you look at like the female race, like you just go through the list of women that we have in the YouTube
Second
community.
generation Kekistanis. Second generation.
So what I was going to say is you go through the YouTube community and you look at like, for example, social like Sniper Wolf has recently came out and she made a video basically debunking fucking women's rights and these feminist videos, right? She's practically red pilling people as well as PewDiePie. You got Brittany Valenti, who's the fucking one of the biggest trolls online. You're going to tell me if you turn around and said to Brittany Valenti, we're going to build Kekistan, she wouldn't be like, I'm fucking there? Of course you would. You got, Brittany Pettibone, you've got Lauren Southern, you've got fucking, you can, like, there's so many women in the YouTube community alone that would, I imagine, would be like, fucking let's do it, let's move. If you had a fully functioning city that was up and running, I imagine you would not have a problem with women wanting to come and living there.
Well, here's the thing: is that if you first start a family in your home country and then move with your family to Kekistan, then the second generation will already have females, like on the island,
Yeah.
And the ratio is about 50-50.
Yeah. So the nature will always balance it out. So sure, Discords like this, obviously it is highly male, totally. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean females aren't supporting it. That just means that females aren't joining the Discord.
Well, not only that, but like, here's what I'm saying: get a wife first, is because.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Because a lot of women don't know about this shit. They're just on like Facebook and shit like that, right?
No. Here's the thing. Like, there might be a lot of women that just don't go on the watch it because they don't want to be singled out.
True. We used to have that. We used to have that. We used to have that woman that came in here.
Yeah, like I actually know a few females that are, like, actually have themselves muted. Like, I know them on the server. You don't know if they're females or not, but I know they're females because I've talked to them.
Yeah. We've actually had about 2 or 3 females in this different Discord that I know of different times.
Do they want to move to fucking Kekistan?
Well, see, this is what I'm getting at, is in that 5 to 10 years from now, I don't really think many people are going to have a fucking option. I seriously think that the only option we are going to have, unless we want to live in some fucking social justice warrior retard universe, is to fucking do something like this.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing first, is that starting a company takes a lot of fucking money, and if I do plan to, like, make a construction company, I'm gonna have to fucking work for it.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it takes, like, 10 years to make $1 million company.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about fucking buying an island, Jesus. Unless someone wins the lottery. I mean, in that case.
Yeah.
If one of us wins the lottery, let's fucking do it.
But that's what I was going to say was, but it depends on what it costs. I can't find a value on this island, this battleship island.
You know, who knows? Maybe it's not for sale, but I mean...
No,
even
maybe
then,
not.
We could try and negotiate with the Japanese government, because, I mean, if it's not being used for anything right now, all this is just an island that people know about.
I was going to say, and look, at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily have to be this island either. At the end of the day, you know, like I'm pretty sure there are islands for sale that are similar situation. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, how good are those islands really going to be at the same time? Because, I mean, this one's off the coast of, like, two really well-developed countries that are anti-immigration.
mm.
You know?
I mean, well, we can just build our own, you know.
How did they? I can't actually
Yeah, but
find. How did they?
More, I feel like.
Sorry, I was gonna say, how did they actually build this island? Has anyone known how they actually did it?
Well, my guess is that they already had, like, a small island there, and then they built a little concrete wall around the water, and then just filled it in.
Yeah.
That's my guess. There might be a construction plan. History. Seawalls and land reclamation, which tripled the size of the island, were constructed. 4 main mine sheds reaching up to 1 kilometer deep were built, one actually connecting to the neighboring island between 1991 and 1974.
So
So-
it was 3 islands or 2 islands or something, was it?
If you had a fucking underground tunnel that goes from, like, multiple islands that we just buy up, have each island as, like, its own zone. Like, one island will be for commercial area, one island for, like, residential, one island for fucking industrial.
That won't actually work.
I'm just joking, but I mean,
No, I'm saying like,
if the islands were already connected by a tunnel, like, it just said that they were.
no, I'm just saying it won't work putting them in different areas because think about it. If somebody wants to get to an industrial area, he has to go through the tunnel, right? So that would mean that everybody has to go through the tunnel, which means traffic jams.
Well, yeah, that's why you'd have, like, 4 fucking lanes in the tunnel, and it's, like, a population of like, 5,000, which would mean that, like, not everyone's gonna be fucking driving around at the same time.
Okay, so it was actually owned by Mitsubishi in 2002.
Is it owned by who?
Transferred to Takasuma Town, currently Nagasaki City.
Oh, Nagasaki still. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, is that we could, separate from the city of Nagasaki and make it into some kind of town. Because it doesn't have the population to become a city, right?
They're talking about
It has
making
no
it.
population.
They're talking about
Well, no,
making it
I
a.
mean, if it did become Kekistan, then it still wouldn't have the population to become a city.
Yeah.
Its max density wouldn't allow it.
I mean, they don't have a reason to own it. Like, they make nothing off of it.
Well, they get like probably what $30,000 for tourism every year or something.
Well, they're talking about making it World Heritage listing, which would fucking suck if they did that because we couldn't do anything with it.
That would suck. But I mean, maybe you could fucking pull some strings in the government. I don't know.
Well, that's only talks about, and it's apparently World Heritage Site approval controversy. So apparently, there's a lot of controversy about it.
Well, here's my guess: is that they're just gonna. The Japanese government, I highly doubt even gives a shit about the island.
Or we can just do the smart thing and just wait for...
It's kind of similar to my city with Partridge Island, honestly. Partridge Island is an old military island that closed down way back when, but it's pretty cool. It's got a land bridge. I'll send some pictures of that.
Actually, like, again, I'm saying that
Oh,
we
actually,
can actually try to build our own
what
island.
if we made this shit up? I'll send you a
Which-
picture of Partridge Island. It's actually like a 10-minute drive away from where I am.
Yeah, we don't have a voice
This
chat
island here.
anymore. We don't have a voice chat text
No.
channel anymore.
how-
We need that.
Well, what's its distance?
What do you mean?
Like,
Distance from the
how
shore.
viable is it? No, distance from, what is its area?
It says, let me check. It is. Doesn't say here. But I do know that around 4,000 soldiers used to be stationed there. So,
Yeah, but then again, the way that the military works, you just every room is enough for like 4 people. It's pretty fucking dense. So that would just mean that it's smaller and not as efficient.
I'm trying to figure the size because it looks like it's pretty big. I mean,
It's probably
if you look at it from shore, because I've seen it in person, you can see it from pretty far away. People
yeah,
say
but
people say it's haunted. It's just got old fucking military structures and bunkers and shit.
I mean you can probably go there and find some guns if you look out enough.
Probably like one buried deep underground or something, honestly. It'll be garbage though.
I mean there's still guns. And if you like fix them, you can probably sell them for a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't say how big it is, but I'll send some pictures just to get an idea of the size.
Yeah. I mean, if you could probably find like something to compare it
No, like
So,
if you look at it, you know what's gonna be easier? You said you can drive there, right? Have you ever drove there?
you can't drive to it. I mean, I said a land bridge, which is basically like
Yeah.
a bunch of rocks that lead to the island.
Yeah. Well, how have you gone there ever?
Dude, no, it's illegal to go there by foot. But
No, I'm not saying by foot. I'm saying have you ever like seen the bridge itself,
the land bridge?
the land bridge?
Well, yeah, it's like a 10-minute drive, and it's connected to.
Yeah.
like, an area
What's its width?
I'm not sure, but I just sent a picture of the map of the island. You can actually like see those. Okay, do you see where 45 is in the bottom right?
No, that's not the question. What's
Yeah.
its width?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just gonna give you a size reference.
Yeah, I see
So,
45.
Do you see? Okay, so 45. Those two gun thingies beside it were 88mm cannon positions.
But that's not in international waters, is it?
No, it's just off the coast of the city. It's municipal, or it's a government
That's the
property.
problem with it then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's heritage or not, but they plan to open up the island eventually.
See, the reason why I'm saying international waters is because getting back to like I was saying before, I seriously worry about the future, dude. I am worried about it because it's just things are getting so fucking out of fucking control. It's
What worries me though is, would we be able to self-sustain an island in international waters? Though?
yeah.
Would we
It's
though?
big enough
Would
and we have
we?
the right supplies.
Like, would
If
we
we
be
can-
able to
yes, we
train a
can
police
make
force,
different
develop our own
things.
weapons and shit like that? Would
Sure.
we be able? Yeah, I don't think so.
I seriously think we would, dude.
We'd have to have everything
So,
to be able to form this nation, right?
hmm.
Like, people who have already gone through university, and, well, I mean, like in this chat, most people are fucking jobless, right?
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's a generalization. I've got a job. I've got 2 or 3 jobs.
What are they all part-time jobs?
No.
What do you do then?
Well, for a start, I'm recording, and B, and anonymity. So let's just say, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just talking about like STEM field jobs, shit like that, and we'll need judiciary jobs as well because we would need to form our own code of law. We need our own
Yeah.
type of government system.
I
to
really
the
don't
government.
think it's as much of a burden as what people think it is. Dude, you got to remember, fucking Christian nut jobs went off and made their own fucking town down in fucking Argentina somewhere. And sure, the cult leader went nuts and killed everybody from fucking poison, whatever. But at the end of the day, they were only gone for 5 years. And did you see how much they got done?
How much have they got done?
Like, they had, like, their own schools, their own buildings, their own fucking roads, their own, system, police, that this was a thriving town. It's actually, the fact is that there's even a theory out there,
Oh, dude, apparently there's another Berkshire Island near Halifax that looks a bit like a similar size, and it's a private island. For sale.
But what I was going to say was that I forgot the cult leader that went off and done it now. But what I was going to say was that these guys just basically, it was like 50 or 100 of them just fucking split off from society, went down, brought this land or accommodated this land, stayed there, built this city, and was thriving until the guy went nuts and killed everybody. But you know, they were doing that well that the CIA and FBI were monitoring them and constantly watching them because they were worried about them. Now, personally, I reckon they might have been a little bit more intimidated about the fact that these guys went off and actually did this and might have sent a message to people that you don't need the government, but regardless. But I was going to say, but these guys, who was the nut job that went and did it?
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that, but my city's 250 million in debt and in a really bad situation, so I don't think they'd mind selling shit to us.
No. That's what I was going to say. Most of the civilized worlds are in debt. Most of the civilized world, if you went
No,
up,
but I mean, my city is extremely in debt, and most of its roads are in dire need of maintenance. And this island is just like one little piece puzzle.
My city isn't really in debt because we have all the sulfur mines.
Well, yeah, we have like a multi-billion-dollar oil company based here, like a shit ton of other companies, but that's not the problem. It's the actual economy of the city. It's taxed pretty high and shit.
I mean, here we actually have
Oh.
a tax break under a certain.
That reminded me.
We don't pay income. In my city, we don't even pay income tax.
Well, that reminded me because property value is really low here as well.
Yeah, but yeah, here we
Yeah.
don't even pay income tax. So yeah. Like at least it's some. Wait. Oh yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Alright, well, wait, why don't we just fucking Google private islands for this shit?
yeah, I've been doing that.
We'd want to have it close to,
I just found a deck of many things.
we would want to have it close to some kind of developed country, though, because it's obviously not going to be self-sustained, right? I mean,
The island.
We can't do our own, well, we can't do like our own agriculture and all that shit.
No,
because
you
it's
couldn't.
just-
You couldn't totally self-sufficient. No.
Which is what I'm saying, is we need to have it still close to some kind of developed country so that we can still import things.
Hey,
and
while you
access
guys
things.
while you guys are doing that, give me a chance to go and have a piss and have a drink. So just give me 2 seconds.
I haven't thought I'd find a deck of many things in fucking Pathfinder.
Most of these private islands are really small.
Hmm.
That's the problem.
Mussolini. However,
Yeah.
you said do you play role-playing games?
Do I play one?
Role-playing games.
Like what?
Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder.
I used to play like Neverwinter Nights and stuff like that.
I'm talking about the tabletop.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
I mostly just play games online.
Same. Because I have no life outside of the internet, dude.
Yeah, you've
I
searched for some
have a
person, but you
life,
haven't
like I do volunteer work, I'll go to the church, shit like that. But I mean, still.
I wonder, Pussy has been one of Goose's main goals in life, but he's just given up on it. Like, as far as I can see. Like, have you given up on the quest for the puss? Goose?
Honestly, yeah.
Mm. Mm. Okay, post. I'm going to look for a.
Time to take off some clothes because it's fucking hot.
Did I miss much?
No,
No.
Okay, so I'll just edit that part out.
yeah, dude. The problem with private islands is that most of them are pretty small.
Yeah, I know. I do think any decent island that would be for sale, that would be feasible for doing this, I think would have to be. It wouldn't be for sale. It wouldn't be listed. I think. Yeah, I think.
No, we have to do something like owned by the government already, and then just like negotiate some sort of price with them.
Like, for example, like Battleship Island, for example. If it was for sale, I can't imagine it being listed on privateislands.com, for example.
Me either.
Yeah, so I was going to say, so anything that would actually be feasibly available, and that
Yeah.
would, I don't think you would actually find it online by googling it. Don't get me wrong, the power of the internet.
You'd
Yeah,
have to talk to the officials of Japan, I think, and
Yeah.
Nagasaki,
Yeah.
in order to
and I'm
I
pretty
mean, we can still do that.
yeah, you can still Google it. Don't get me wrong. If you find anything, fucking let me know. But I was going to say, but at the end of the day, I don't think it would show. But
yeah, we'd have to get in contact with the officials first, but
Hmm.
probably won't be anytime soon.
I'm gonna actually make a Twitter poll after this, saying how many people would actually support.
Dude, I don't even have Twitter.
Don't you?
No, I don't even use it.
Neither of
I
us.
don't have it. I usually just use things like Strawpool for that shit.
What do you use? Sorry.
Strawpool.
Okay.
Because Strawpool doesn't require an account and an IP box.
How's that?
Yeah.
spelled?
But there's VPNs too. And
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
I'll send a link.
yeah, just to get a VPN, turn it on and off a bunch, and then you can get infinite votes.
Yeah, so why would people do that just for Kekistan? Like for like this? Kekistan websites.
I've done that to get a mod member destaffed before by
Yeah, I just sent a link to Strawpool.
Yep.
And you can do like private only via direct link, or you can do just like public, so anyone can make a link. And then there's a lot of comments on basically that shit.
So, the question was.
Just post it in like the journal chat.
Yep.
You want to
Put it on
know something
multiple
funny?
places.
They tried to write 6010, but they accidentally wrote 61. Like,
Sorry, what are you talking about? Sorry.
Well, I would say
Yeah,
just put it wherever you can.
No, what's he
and
saying about the
send it to
60?
your friends.
Yeah. Sorry. What's he saying?
yeah,
about-
I'm just saying, I'm reading an official translation of the Pathfinder core rulebook, and instead
Ah.
of writing 6010, they actually wrote 6001. Just like fucking stupid. Like,
So the question I've got is: would you support an independent nation of Kekistan?
Well, not necessarily a nation, but like an island.
Independent island.
Or, no, not necessarily would you support it, but also like would you live there, you know?
Well, I was gonna put
Oh, dude, you can put that in the options. Like,
Yeah.
yes, no, I would want to live there.
yeah, I was going to put the options. I was going to put one of them was are you effing nuts? Two, yes, support it, not live there. Three, yes, live there.
Okay, yeah. Make some kind of fucking YouTube channel just based on this kind of discussion.
Oh, I already have
Hey,
the YouTube channel.
Who
So.
knows? It might get traction.
Yeah, well, who knows?
Just call it like Kekistani Pioneers.
fucking god of destruction.
So I've got the option of no, are you nuts? Two, yes, but I wouldn't live there. Three, yes, can I move there now?
Yeah. That should be good.
Allow comments. Do not allow multiple votes? No.
No, I don't have a
Um,
answer.
Don't allow multiple options, and I'm not worried about putting a date. Okay. So would you support an independent, island of Kekistan? Oh shit, I just deleted it. Here we go.
Let's find her here. Fucking hell. Yeah. I think this book is like £3.
You'd have to do a lot of terraforming for the island as well.
Uh,
I think that in the center.
You know there's actually a crowdfunding going for this?
What? What?
There was actually a crowdfunding for someone to do this.
I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, I just found it.
It raised $0. I don't think he advertised it very well. I didn't even hear about it.
Funding target 10 million. 10 million euros. And oh my god, it's such a tiny island. What the fuck? Or it looked like it. You guys, I want it. He has bad grammar as well.
I mean, we can start it with your personal money after you build your construction company.
Yeah, but building a construction company can take up to a decade, you know. So,
I mean, we have a decade.
what I'm mostly going to use it for is going to focus on infrastructure for my city. Because I know how bad the situation is, and if I get it for low prices, then, yeah, who knows. Already voted.
Well, what city do you live in, Evan?
You could have used a little bit better grammar than I do.
What city do you live in?
On which one?
You put the link in the chat?
Yep.
I'm gonna private message my friends.
Oh, you're talking about, yes, can I move there now? Yeah, I should have put a capital I on her. Yeah.
Mom.
Oh yeah, this week Charles supported a bit. Listening to fucking everything on the go.
Did I spell independent wrong? I did, didn't I?
I don't know, but anyway, I don't think you should be the one making the advertisements, just saying.
Hey, calm down there, fucking Turbo, alright?
If anyone's making the motto, it's not gonna be you.
People are already actually responding to it, you know.
Yeah, I just sent it to like a bunch of fucking people as well.
Well, hang on, if I've spelled independent wrong... It didn't...
Independent.
It didn't look right, okay? It didn't look right.
Independent.
You fucking...
I was looking at it and I'm like, this doesn't look right. And
Oh, dude, it's your accent. It's your accent. Independent.
yeah.
Independent. Yeah.
Okay, can I? How do I delete?
No, dude. Now people's gonna think it's on purpose. It's okay, cause it's derp.
Alright.
Derp, derpity derp, derpity derp, derp.
Independent.
Do we even have a derp channel?
See, someone's already. So I've already had
Yeah,
4
dude.
votes that said yes.
5 people are supporting it. So.
Yeah, 5 that, and I haven't even fucking posted on Twitter yet, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Did you post it on the ship posting chat?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna post it again.
No. Are you not? I know question mark.
Sure, yeah. People from the other chat are just asking, like, they're like, what the fuck? Why we can't have nice things, chat?
This is why we can't have nice things. Can Island Kekistan.
Oh, dude, 8 people voted now.
I
for
know,
yes, I
this
can
is-
move there. Holy
Dude,
shit.
this is what I'm saying to you. I think this is going to be bigger than you think.
I already put it in a bunch of chats as well. So I don't know. I'm gonna send it to my tribe friend as well. Bangadora, Yuko, Nathan, TJ. We need to get on a more political discourse, send a shit. You could probably do it if you search like the Amazing Atheist Discord, fucking the Discord.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
Amazing
no,
Atheist
no, no,
have his
no,
own
no.
Discord now, though.
What?
The Amazing Atheist is cancelled. The Drunken Peasants Discord is cancelled.
Well, I mean,
Well, I
hey,
know
maybe
that,
there's still be
'cause they
people on
banned me,
there.
but
I mean, yeah, we can go to Gulag, but I don't know.
2 people said they wouldn't live there. Why?
Aww.
So sad.
yeah, dude, what's wrong with this land?
What is wrong with these people?
What is wrong with those men? What is wrong with those men?
I just posted it on Twitter as well, so
Let
using
me
the
post on Facebook. Post on Facebook what the normies say. Oh, dude, 11 people voted they would live there. Alright, I'm posting on my Facebook now.
Okay, I already see, like,
11
people
saying
commenting.
11 saying yes, 2 saying no. Yes, but I wouldn't live there.
I'll send it to Alyssa, but she's like
Studying, it's student.
she's a bit of a normie, but maybe she'll support it. Who knows?
Who?
I don't know. I just sent her the poll. 12 votes for yes. Can I move there now?
Dude, this is what I'm telling you. I think this is going to be a bigger thing than you think.
Well, we need to reach a bigger audience. You know, we need to get some kind of popular YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, we have Sargon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
but Sargon never fucking gets on the Discord, 1 and 2. You think he's really gonna fucking consider this with us?
Yeah, he doesn't own the Discord anymore, though, so I think he basically gave it up because he doesn't care about it. That's so.
Well,
I
I mean,
think Sargon's an option.
Wait, dude. Does V have Discord?
Who?
V. I
You know,
don't know, does he?
Sargon's Romanian friend. I feel like he would. I mean, he seems like the kind of guy who would have a Discord, you know. Anyway, I think V would actually, you know how V is basically friends with Sargon, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, maybe V would bring this up if we like got onto his Discord and he found out.
What's V's actual Twitter?
Nobody said, no, you're nuts yet.
I sent it to Beans. No one's voting anymore. What the fuck?
The government shut it down.
Wait, what?
I'm just laughing and saying the government probably shut it down.
What, the poll?
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny about it?
No, guys, just make a big petition.
Will you please sign my petition?
The Canadian government isn't hard to get them to consider something because you only need 500 fucking signatures.
Hmm. I'm going through Sargon's thing at the moment, and I can't find him mentioning V anywhere.
I live in a constant state of fear and misery.
You're a queer.
I sent to Sir Wins a lot because he's doing a stream right now. I don't know if he
The
has people
helicopter
watching
we
it,
were traveling
but
in was
if he
forced
does, then I
down after.
to give that out to them.
Which so was a lot.
The admin.
No, we have 2 accounts now. He has 2 accounts.
Well, the one that's just streaming now.
Okay, so we got 13 votes for yes and 3 votes for yes, but I wouldn't live there.
Let me refresh the. Yeah, it's just 3.
It is 10 a.m. I haven't slept.
Okay, I found V's channel and
Here, link it to me.
he can't spell Twitter.
I wonder why people don't want to live there. They don't want to get like they don't want to abandon their families. Maybe.
I imagine it's more of a case they're worried about jobs and stuff, I imagine.
Maybe.
Maybe they just think that it's going to be like this, and it's just going to be insanity.
Yeah, he's always talking about like on the Twitter or something. On the Twitter.
Like,
Yeah.
if people there work, like if people there work like they are in the chat.
Dude, what I was saying was, where's his Discord? Or does he have one?
Oh, he's just got, I don't know, I just found him on Twitter.
I just imagine the country calling you. I just imagine the country were calling somebody near you. Hello, son of a bitch. How are you? Fuck you. Can you kill yourself? It's just a regular compliment. It's just a deli. It's just a deli fucking compliment.
Okay, so I'm sending a copy of this to Saigon v. Roaming Millennial. What about Lauren Southern, do you reckon?
Yeah, actually. I think Lauren Southern would probably have an audience that would consider it.
Brittany definitely would.
No, dude, but at the same time, I mean, you got Lauren Southern, who actually has an audience who's considering, or, well, not considering, but, like, actually doing shit, right?
To me, I think non-partisan media has a crush on roaming millennial, like an internet crush. I don't know why. Just a theory.
Dude, I'd go there. I would go there.
You prove that point.
You're gonna tell me you wouldn't?
Oh man,
I don't have
anything.
I don't have a crush on her, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't say no to her if she came up and said, "How about it?"
Oh man, I do
Well,
anything.
this guy, but I mean, they're fucking armies, so no, never mind.
Who's that?
No, I just have old friends in Skype that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
talked to in years.
I don't think any of my friends will like this server. Especially because all of the Nazi image.
Superwoman shirt.
Like, especially because all of the Nazi imagery. And my friends being Israeli. And Israel being Israel.
Yeah.
Israel being cancer. They act
I
pretty
cannot...
shitty towards the States. I'm gonna send my Turkish friend.
Yeah, they're like that small brother that always asks for the computer.
That's why I got mine on.
Alright, so let's get back to the chat. So we got that poll up and running. I've already had 3 people from Twitter actually go through and vote on it too, so it's even getting Twitter traction. Okay, so what else do we need to talk about, or is that basically it?
Well, we need to talk about like commercial.
Yeah,
things
well,
that are on the
we've already
island,
sort of
and, like,
touched on that. Like,
well, we touched on it, but I mean, like, how much, like, how many commercial zones will there be? Will there be any office buildings?
yeah, but I still,
Well, I mean,
still
you think, because these are like a bunch of fucking internet people.
yeah, I think that's sort of stuff you just have to go by base building. Like, it just depends. Like, you just, whenever you need it, you build a building and make it commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it would be capitalistic still.
Yeah.
And Oh my god, dude! If that actually became such a popular thing, and it just like kept expanding the island until eventually it was like a full-fledged city,
That would be cool.
that would be cool. It'd be like the new Venice,
Hmm.
the Venice of modern times to escape the fucking normies.
Well, like I say, dude, the way things are going at the moment, I really do worry that we are going to have to do something like this. I don't know. I can't see this. I can't see this winning for the normies or even the Kekistanis or anybody that's rational. I can't imagine any possible future where the social justice warriors have not gone completely off the fucking rail, gone, attacked a nuclear reactor and made everybody fucking glow in the dark, or B, have gone through and have gotten their way. You just have to look at how they're carrying on with Trump over in America winning the election. They are freaking the fuck out, and the way that they are breaking down in the street, like screaming, no, like I know it's only a portion of them at the moment.
Oh, dude, I actually have a Chinese friend I'm gonna send this to. I wonder what his reaction is. I don't even think he can speak English, but whatever.
Okay, but what I was going to say was, but the way that they've carried on just with Trump winning the election, it's shown you how far the progressive or regressive left has gone. They've lost it.
Mm. Again, I'm saying we're an overreaction to their overreaction, and they're an overreaction to our overreaction. And the more it goes, the more stupid each side is going to become.
More serious as well.
Like to be honest, like as much as we'd like to say that we're like pretty fucking same and normal, like although there are jokes, like there are Hitler jokes, etc. Most people like don't find them funny and they find them pretty fucking offensive. And that's the fucking joke.
But do they?
No, but here's the thing.
I think it's
They
funny.
don't realize it's a joke and they start overreacting.
Oh yeah.
And when they start overreacting, we start overreacting even more.
Like
The third meme war, for example.
I showed my dad a whole bunch of CNN memes today that was on YouTube when he was over at my place. And my dad was laughing. He thought they were funny. Some of them he thought they were shit, but most of them he thought were A, very good, or B, funny as shit.
No, yeah, but it might be your dad. But then again, we're talking about a high. We're talking about a lot of people, not to speak of the SJWs, which are very vocal. The SJWs are a very small community, but they're a very vocal community.
Even the most normie of my mum's friends and my parents' friends, I've literally said to them, joking, that I am going to buy my own island.
Dude, for No Are You Nuts? Are you kidding me?
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That's the social justice warriors. We don't want them anyway.
No, they're my normie friends.
Yeah, but you have to. But you have to remember, like, most of the social justice problems that are not in America, they're in fucking Europe. And Europe is still, like... Yeah, and Europe, like, places like... Especially Germany and France and etc., they're really fucking they're still fucking torn apart by the fucking Holocaust, you know? Like, not in the sense that, oh, we can't function, in the sense that, oh, it's not funny when you make jokes about it. It's stupid. You should fucking...
What I was going to say was, but even my parents' most normie friends, I say to them joking, I'm going to buy my own island and run away from everybody and build my own civilization. They all joking, well, half jokingly turn around and say, can I come?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
but you can't just go by stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
of
you
course
look
not.
at your family, and then you look like people on the internet, and you have to realize that people on... When it comes to the internet, I know it might sound like maybe stupid, but I'm pretty fucking sure that on the internet people feel that they are freer, and, you know, less monetized, etc., 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 so, you know, here you'd see things like Nazi jokes, and like, fuck all Jews, God's everything, and a lot of people find it stupid. And you might say that, yeah, it's kind of funny for us, but you have to realize that there are a lot of people who find it stupid, and the people who find it stupid are also they're a minority, but they're a pretty fucking vocal minority.
Yeah,
they
but that's the thing,
overreact.
is that minority
No, here's the
probably
thing.
wouldn't
Here's the
move to
thing.
Kekistan.
No, here's the thing. And they overreact. And because they overreact, we get annoyed at their overreaction, and we overreact to them, and then they overreact to us again, so we overreact
Yeah,
to
but
that.
dude, what's the point though?
Yeah, I don't get your point, dude.
My point is like all of this, like no, my point is like that all of this, like Kekistan business is just, us overreacting to SJWs.
You can call
So
it an
they could
overreaction,
overreact.
but it would still be pretty fucking awesome.
That's what I'm saying is, you say it's an overreaction, and I agree with you now. It probably is a bit of an overreaction, maybe. But I tell you now, give it 5 years, and we'll see then if you still think it's an overreaction. Because I can't imagine any world where these social justice warriors turn around and say, okay, we've had enough of this. This is no longer fun. We're going to go back to being normal.
Yeah, again, that's the point, that the overreact, that it's a chain, We overreact, like they do something
But
stupid.
that's just
we,
making.
Yeah.
But that
That's
just
kind
makes.
of a non-point though.
Yeah, you don't have a point because this is just making the Kekistan Island, so to speak, more of an actual reality. The further they go, the more extreme they go, the more this idea actually doesn't
Are we the
seem.
alt-right now, actually?
So,
Are we the alt-right now?
probably. Well,
Because they wanted their own white nation.
dude, I was going to say, well, this is the thing. It doesn't even have to be a white nation. It's just like if you turn around
Yeah,
and
I
you.
know. I'm just saying that we
Yeah.
sound a lot like them.
Oh, maybe. But I was going to say, but if you turn around and just marketed this island as an island with free speech, where it is a functioning, non-social justice warrior, fucked up island, yeah, you're going to have all the Kekistanis go because it's fucking Kekistan. It's actually happening, sure. But I imagine you'll also get a lot of the normies, so to speak, wanting to go there because people are fed up with this social justice warrior bullshit. Like, we literally got people voting for Trump in an election because they're sick of the bullshit from politics. Like, if you turn around and said that we're going to build a nation, we're going to build even if you don't call it Kekistan, it's just an online joke, or if you call it fucking free nation in the world, or whatever you want to call it, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're going to tell me that all those Trump supporters wouldn't at least think about moving there?
No, that's the point. That it starts becoming an over. Like, that's the point. All of the shit that is currently happening is just an overreaction. Like that's the point. That
Oh my god, this fucking guy didn't know what
it's a cool. No, it's a good overreaction. It's a cool overreaction. It's fun.
Yeah.
But
But that's what I'm saying is, I don't. You keep saying an overreaction. I don't think it is going to be that for much longer. I think at the end of the day, doing something like this is actually going to be more of an action than an overreaction. An overreaction is something that where you go "Ah," and you fucking flip out. To me, this isn't an overreaction because at the end of the day, this is starting to make more sense than fucking living in this social justice warrior world that we got.
yeah, so that I think I'm just not using the correct term.
Yeah, I was going to say, you keep saying overreaction, and that's what I'm sort of saying. It's not really an overreaction. It's more of a reaction.
It's a counterculture.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you look at the counterculture online, and you're going to tell me that it isn't huge, that...
No, guys, we should post this shit on 4chan. Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, let me try to explain it a bit longer, a bit better. Like, they do something that makes us mad. Like, let's say they're a small group, we're a small group, this small group does something that makes us mad, okay? We get mad at them, we start posting shit, we start doing things that, like, we start complaining about it, and more,
Alright.
and more people see, like, oh, they're complaining about this stupid shit, and that annoys me, Because there starts to form a culture, and people don't necessarily like the culture, so they join the other side. And then the other side does something stupid, and a lot of people like, you know, well, they did something stupid, like maybe, like this side is probably better than them. Maybe we should join them, and just starts
Yeah,
becoming,
so
you
you're
know,
talking about a
this.
reaction. You're not talking about an overreaction.
Yes, sometimes, yeah, it's just a string of reactions
Yeah.
to actions, you know, that made all of this shit happen.
But yeah, but anyway, but I think we're getting off the topic here. But at the end of the day, I think that if you turn around and actually did this and actually built this island, I seriously think you would have a problem with migration. People would actually turn around and, like, you look at the amount of people that support Edward Snowden and Julian Assange, for example. Like, yeah, like people are sick of the politics that we have this day, and people are sick of the bullshit that we have this day from politics. You know, at the end of the day, if you turn around and actually built Kekistan, for example, and you know, and actually did a half-assed job of doing it, I imagine it would be a lot more popular than what people actually think. It's I don't know.
And I believe that if, let's say, Kekistan was, you know, a real nation, like an actual real, not even Kekistan, like something that's like, you know, no SJWs allowed kind of nation.
Well, it wouldn't be the fact that they weren't allowed. It's just the fact that they wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah, you get my point.
Right, I'm back.
But
Yeah,
in the
welcome
sense
back.
that if it was to actually happen, you know, I would agree that a lot of people would want to move to, but then again,
What?
why?
Oh,
Like, here's the thing that I don't get about it. Like, why would, you know,
what a douchebag.
who's like still those social justice warriors are just a minority. Again,
But
and
they're
they're
but
being
they're
a
a
minority.
minority that's fucking up the world.
Yeah, and they're a vocal minority. So
Yeah,
I'm
they're a
assuming that.
minority. They're a minority that's not afraid to jump up and down on the top of a roof of a car to get their point across. And they can scream loud, and that's what they do. Like, you know, like we all joke about the guy that, yeah, we all joke about Ree, and even joke about the guy who literally was screaming in the middle of New York when he found out that Trump was inaugurated. But you know, it's a classic example of how far these people are actually gone. That this is how bad they are. That they are going to break down and fucking cry in the middle of in the middle of America, in the middle of the street because their candidate didn't win the election.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Who do you think? Well, like, if there are two vocal minorities, us and them, like, who do you think a government? No, who do you think a government that tries to look liberal and free would support? The one that says, "Oh, we're all about free speech. Although we just want to silence it, we're still all about free speech and that and that and that." And they try to present themselves as those, like, you know, saviors of the fucking universe. And then you have us who joke about Nazis and post papers all day. You know, like that. It might seem like a pretty basic criticism that some people say, "Oh, it doesn't hold value," but still, you know, what seems more valid to support in terms of the group?
Dude, I don't get your point half the time you're fucking talking. I seriously don't.
My point is, they have more, as a group, they have more credibility than us when it comes to, you know, being a fucking political movement.
Guys, here's what I think about Kekistan and the problem with the people who support it. It's because a lot of the people who support it are just fucking like idiots on the internet. They're not like actual people with any kind of power. Like,
They are actual people.
I know that, like most of the people who are on like this Discord per se, right? Like they're not some kind of like business owner. It's not like they have some kind of six-figure salary. Most of them, right?
Well, there probably are some.
Maybe a couple. I mean,
But this is, but
most of these people have time on their hands.
But getting back to the discussion and what you guys are saying, I don't think. I think you guys are underestimating how popular this thing would actually be. I seriously reckon if you turn around and said to people, we're going to go and build our own civilization, that we are going to go and develop a free nation, so to speak.
Yeah, but it's not really going to be like that for a while, at least.
I mean, like,
I imagine you get a lot of people.
Maybe for the generation to come. The generation to come, maybe.
No, but I don't know. Like, you just have to look at, like, for example, this religious leader where they all ran off to build their own nation. Like, sure, they were church folk and they were, a little bit stupid, but using them as an example, that I can't imagine having much of a problem, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that, like, you might be right. I might underestimate it, but like I do. Oh sh. The amount of votes for no, you're not, and yes, but I wouldn't live there are equal.
It's kind of a bias,
yeah,
really, because
but I'm going
we're only sending it to our friends and on this Discord.
Well, I've posted it on
Yeah, but
Twitter,
I'm-
so everybody on Twitter can see it.
Well, I know that, but like, how many people follow you and shit? Oh my god, 5? Or, okay, never mind. Oh, yes, actually, yes, mine. Because fucking 5 people have already voted no, are you nuts?
Yeah.
That's cancer.
Followers, following.
I
Oh, yeah,
only have
that
I only
the
have about
black
700.
Democrat friend. Send it to him. See what he says. Okay.
Sorry, I was going to say I only have about 700 followers, so I don't have a lot of people on Twitter.
You have more followers than your subs.
Yeah.
Wait, is your Twitter? And wait, what is your Twitter and YouTube channel?
Non-partisan media.
Non-partisan media, yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, I didn't even know.
Where do I live? Kekistan.
The Twitter account is actually non-partisan media. I couldn't put media. Wouldn't allow it too long.
Non-partisan media.
Yeah.
Can you link it?
Sorry?
Can you link it?
Yep. Give me a sec. While I'm talking to you guys, I'm actually going through and photoshopping a photo. Okay. Copy link. There you go. Done.
So wins a lot of followers. Oh, that's new. You have more followers than Sir Wins a lot, but he has more following. Like in some city, he has more following.
Okay.
Sorry, but did you put independent? you forgot it. Would you support an independent or independent?
Yeah, I told you I misspelled it. I told you independent was spelled wrong. That's why I said to you before we started sending out the links. I was like, let me change it. And you're like, no, it's alright. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking making me look bad.
I'm just gonna think it's a meme.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to do some kind of stream, like a serious discussion of Kekistan.
Well, we can do it now if you guys want, and I'll upload it to fucking YouTube and see how many people are interested. Hell, it'll help.
Yeah,
towards the poll.
I have like a couple of hours before I have to go, I think.
But,
then I might be,
but the
I might be
biggest
able to continue a little bit on my phone, but that's about it.
the biggest problem that we have is my biggest problem is what would you do with like waste and like sewage waste, human waste. Like,
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to say. Is that's another good thing about having Hiroshima Island, right? Because it's part of Japan.
Yeah.
That kind of use a government service. You know.
mm,
So we wouldn't have to worry about that kind of thing as much. And if we did, it would probably just go into the Nagasaki sewage system, which I don't think would really be a problem, considering they have. I don't even remember what the population is, but I know it's probably around 1 million.
like there's new technology now where they've actually gone through and they've recycled human waste to the point where it's actually drinking water and it's completely fine.
Yeah, Nagasaki's population is almost 400,000, so, or well, it's like 430,000, 2015. So it would probably work.
Hmm.
You'd be able to connect the sewage systems. Why not?
Why the fuck not? Let me browse Twitch. Is there anything
I'll be back community possible.
So many fucking League of Legends. Let's see.
We'll wait for him to come back and continue on, I suppose.
Too much fucking League of Legends. That's true. Players unknown battleground.
Actually, while we're waiting for him, let me go and let my cat in because it's just going to keep fucking me on. Give me a sec. What do you want? You want to go out?
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Let me see, maybe I can...
Alright.
So do you guys want to do a stream or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'm just gonna get on... Actually, will you... do any of you have Cisco?
So was that?
Do any of you have Cisco?
I haven't played CSGO forever. My dog.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
My Black Democrat friend is actually decent. Are you serious? After I came back from the Kekistan war, having an independent island would be great to deal with my PTSD and just relax and imagine the base, or the on-base Rick life there.
That's a nice ass friend, though.
That's what I call a good black friend. Oh shit, 20% no, 20% yes, but I wouldn't move there, and 60% yes, can I move there?
Yes.
20 or 25 votes total.
I'm gonna try and maybe play CSGO.
Non-star just voted. He's like, I did my part.
That's what I'm saying is I don't know. I think it would be I don't know. I just get the feeling it'd be popular that.
Who the...
It is Sargon Superfan. That sounds gay.
Gay.
But yeah, we're having a serious discussion about a realistic nation of Kekistan. Oh shit, Tillis Rex voted GG.
What do you vote? Yes or no, or are you nuts?
No idea. I just, oh, yes. Yes, but I wouldn't live there.
Ah.
That's what it looks like. I
Yeah.
think he likes Sweden too much. Even though it's fucking shit.
Yeah, I think I lost my rank or something. I haven't played in like a long ass time.
Alright, so when are we gonna start the stream?
Well, I've been recording this whole time, so I can upload that part. But
Oh, you've been recording this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, GG.
so, we can
I
restart.
think we should continue though with the actual like realistic discussion of whether or not
Yeah.
it
Well,
would actually function.
okay.
You know,
So
because I find that's the most interesting part.
yeah, it's like The Sims, but real life. What else?
Let's make a city in The Sims and call it Kekistan.
Free
See what
Kekistan.
we can work with. Well,
Well-
actually, if we were to do that, city skylines is probably better.
True.
Yeah.
But okay, so
Oh,
all right,
no, actually, SimCity 2000.
so we talked about schools. Obviously, you need some sort of government system. So you need some sort of
Well, all you need is really a municipal government.
yeah,
All you need is
like a
love.
democratic voted one.
If it's Hashima Island, which I mean, I'm guessing that we're going off of that, right?
Just as a base, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so if we're going off of Hashima Island, then yeah, all we can have really is a municipal government. Because it's not like a prefecture or anything.
So okay, so people for who might watch this stream, do you want to explain what that is?
Hashima Island,
No, the government.
municipal?
Yeah.
You don't think that people know what a municipal government is?
No.
Seriously? A municipal government is basically the government of a city. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I know what it
council and
means,
all
but
that.
just in case anybody else doesn't, that's all.
Well, basically they manage infrastructure and the basic services that the government provides.
Like pretty much every city at the moment.
Basically.
That would be, I would say that would probably be the best one, yeah. Obviously, you'd have to make it democratic. You couldn't make it communist or anything like that.
Yeah, fucking communism sucks.
Well, we can try, but it would be shit.
There is people who are like fascists, like a lot of the people in Discord probably actually. But I mean, the thing with fascism is that it's kind of idealistic. They probably just think it's cool because of World War II and shit. I mean, they do seem powerful, but the thing is that I don't think it would function long term. And especially not in modern society. It's also not very good for individualism, which is kind of what Kekistan is meant for.
Yeah. I think Democrat's a pretty good way to go, to be honest.
Democratic, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, here's the thing, is that not only democratic, but like actually have some kind of online government type thing to vote for everything, you know, like laws and shit like that. You know, so it's not just some kind of Congress.
Yeah, like you mean like city vote for like everything.
Yeah.
That I've actually thought of that in the past. Actually, you could actually do something like that and actually tie it into like the terminals or the systems
Yeah.
IT
Yeah.
system.
So like, if you want to vote, you go to the town hall, and since it's only like a population of 5,000, so it wouldn't be that hard, you know. Just, like,
Even
after a day or two of people going to vote during their lunch break or some shit.
not even that. Even if you wanted to make it like, for example, say that there's like a terminal that every house gets, and that you know that you type in your
You don't even need a terminal. You just have some kind of government website to vote on,
yeah.
and it tracks your IP so that it knows you're like a citizen.
Or you know, you even as
But then there's the VPN thing.
and then you know, like for example, you go through and
Okay, how about you have to put like your
employment.
information and
Yeah.
like your postal code and all that shit.
You'd have to go through and have like a citizen ID or something.
Shit.
Yeah, we'd have to build we definitely have to build some kind of harbor. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, that
And like not build it on top of the island, like build it build the warehouse and all that shit on the island, but actually like extend it out because we need whatever space we can keep.
well, my question is this island that is already there, the one that we're basing it on, just at the moment,
Yeah.
does it already have a harbor?
No, it has like a little dock, I think.
Yes.
That's only meant for like not meant for really big ships or anything like that.
So that would have to
Like,
be upgraded
You,
severely.
you'd have to build some kind of like medium-sized harbor.
Hmm.
Oh, for people who don't know, Hashima Island, spelled Hashima, is an island on the coast of Nagasaki. It's abandoned right now.
I'll put a link to it in there.
Yeah.
What else do we need to talk about? What else do we need?
Well, do you want to just explain to them what we've already gone over?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so all right. Do you want me to pause this recording, and then we just restart it?
Fucking hell.
I guess if you want to.
Or do you want to just keep going with it?
I thought we were gonna do some kind of live
let's
stream.
just keep
Is that what
going.
we're doing right now?
It's not live streaming. Live streaming for me is pretty much impossible with my internet.
Yeah.
Alright, well then if we're gonna make a video, then I think we should just like, we could even put it in separate parts, really, if we wanted to.
Like infrastructure, yada yada yada.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because, like, holy shit, we talked about power for like, what, 2 hours?
I think it was about half an hour.
No, it was quite a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was 2 hours, but I mean, it was like, at least an hour.
The whole recording has only been going for 2 hours.
Alright.
2 hours 20 minutes at the moment.
So, are we settled on power as geothermal, and hydro?
Yeah. I
'Cause
I think
I
that's
think that would be the best.
Yeah, geothermal and hydro is probably the most efficient we can get.
Yeah. Gonna have like our own Kekistan radio station.
Free Kekistan.
That is a Kekistan nation.
Yeah, there we go. But see, this is what I'm saying is that all this sort of stuff, you need people for jobs. I can't imagine there being a shortage of jobs.
Well, here's the thing: is that most of the island would be used for residential space. And if that is the case, then we're definitely gonna have a couple of office buildings, like skyscrapers, basically, because where else are they gonna get employed? You know,
Yeah.
unless they want to get employed offshore.
To be honest, my always plan was, like, I've always wanted to buy my own island and build my own nation, even as a kid. But what I was going to say was that my plan was always something very similar to the skyline, for example, of like New York, or even if you want to go futuristic, like Stargate.
Yeah. Well, it would be like a pretty modern city, so it
Yeah.
would probably look almost futuristic.
Yeah, so it would have to be, like you couldn't go out, you would have to go up. So
Not like really shitty architecture that's not gonna like.
I renamed my Steam name to Kekistan's my city just for the sake of this.
Kekistan is my city. No, well, dude, it would be a city.
yeah, it would be. And that's what I'm saying is I don't know, I seriously think this has merit.
We don't have enough people for a country. I don't think would actually move there.
Well,
And if that is the case, I mean, are we really gonna have a government that's gonna be able to support that kind of thing, or that would want to? Because I don't feel like we would, unless we actually get people in.
this is where sort of you got to sort of separate it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the whole idea of just having a Kekistan just for Kekistanis. I love that
Yeah.
nation, but I don't think that's realistic. What I think
Exactly.
is what is a more realistic way of doing it is if you actually go through and actually if you go through and actually have like a free city, a free society, something like what?
Well, that's not really possible because you're still gonna be part of the country. You're still gonna have laws and all that regulations.
Well, that's where the international waters
taxes,
would always
I
came
mean.
into it. But I was going to say, but see, let me find out what is the actual international
There's
requirements.
been attempts to do that kind of thing, but I mean, I think pretty much all the islands in the world are claimed by some country or another.
Yeah, but just because they're claimed doesn't mean you can't separate and become international or independent.
Yeah, but usually when you try, then some other country will try and fucking just kill you. I mean, like, there's Sealand, and then there's that fucking vote of libertarians. I forget what it was, but they tried to declare their ship an independent nation, and they got sunk. There's been a lot of shit like that. But it never really works out, so I think we should just go with the whole idea of, like, still staying within the country. Just kind of making it so that mostly Kekistanis would want to go there.
The problem with that
Yeah.
though is that you're abiding by that country's rules,
Well, yeah, but I mean,
and this is where you're getting into
that's what
some
I'm saying. Going with
serious.
some kind of civilized country, like, and that's why Hiroshima Island is pretty good for that because Japan is highly
Dude,
anti-immigration.
you don't understand that the rules and laws regarding Japan, they're not all favorable. They're all not all peaches
yeah.
and cream.
I know that.
Like, hang on. There's actually a wiki video on how to actually start your own country.
There is one. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I feel like those are overly vague. They're kind of uninformed, you know.
But what I was going to say was like, I don't know. I'd have to do some research into Japan's laws.
I've researched them a little bit, and the main problem with Japan's laws is just their justice system, because the accusation is usually enough to get you sent to prison.
See, that's the thing, and you know you can't have that in Kekistan, for example. Yeah.
Well, there's the thing again, is that it's not the fault of the actual law, like the actual laws that are put in place. It's the fault of the judiciary system. So, I mean, say if we have our own court on the island, right? Then we'd be able to have our own judges. You know?
Yeah, but do
mean,
you
they
still?
would be like private judges,
But do you still then have to go through and follow their rules and their laws?
Yeah, you still gotta follow their laws, but
I mean, yeah.
that's the same with like any country. There's pros and cons.
Women are legally obliged to wear bras with buildings with air conditioning. Japanese stupid laws. Japan's stupid laws. Women are legally obliged to wear bras in buildings with air cons because men get too aroused looking at their nipples. Here's one thing with like a law that I find
that's a dumb law, but I mean, how often do you think that laws are fucking enforced?
Well, I don't know. But here's the thing. The importing of photographs showing male or female genitalia. Like,
yeah,
dude,
in
it's
Japan,
yeah.
if you've ever looked up hentai or some shit like that, right? They censor like the tiniest things, like in pretty much everything.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is at the end of the day, like, I love the
You
fact
can
that,
still find that shit on the internet.
but you're sort of you're skating around the topic. What I'm saying is that if you want to go doubling or backing or piggybacking off Japan's laws, you have to follow those rules.
Yeah.
And that's fucked. That's where I'm saying being an independent country.
But at the same time, those are just little things, though.
Dude, it's fucking Kekistan. Can you imagine Kekistan putting up with not being able to see fucking porn without it being censored?
Well, yeah,
you can still
everyone
find it on
about
the internet. I mean, there's
Most
still places
Kekistan
that
is
aren't
much
censored, and you can channel it through someone
Yeah.
else's. Yeah, exactly.
But you're skating around the topic. The topic is that if we're going to, if we actually seriously want to discuss this, do we become independent or do we piggyback off Japan? And my thought on this is that independent is the only way you can actually do it. Go through, make your own laws, make your own rules, and I can't imagine like fucking another country trying to invade you. I seriously can't.
Well, no, it happens though.
When was the last time a country got invaded that was in a fucking on their own island?
Okay, dude, search up Sealand.
See that? Yeah, we're doing it now.
Or wait, I don't know if it was Sealand, but I know there was some kind of international water at the coast of Italy that I've been talking about for a while, but it got fucking shot by jets or whatever. They just sent a few jets to blow it up. I don't know if it was Sealand or if it was some other one, but it was something along that line.
Okay. Sealand is an offshore platform.
Yeah, I know. It's trying to declare like independence or whatever. Or it was. But I don't think it was Sealand, but there was something along there was something sort of like this that happened.
Yeah, okay, so a
Okay, explain.
German businessman invaded the place a few decades back. His army was driven off, but he was held hostage by the officer who owns it.
Hmm. Damn. Uh,
But see, this is what I'm sort of saying. If we are going to do this, and if we are seriously going to go into some twilight world where we manage to actually pull this off, right? Just pretending all that for a sec because of the whole Discord and chat thing. But what I was going to say was we would have our own army. We would need a military.
Yeah.
And I God, dude, you guys like how many ex-Navy SEALs are over in America at the moment that do private security for Kekistanis?
Dude, that's fuck. They mostly do fucking mercenary work over the
Yeah,
like that area near Somalia or whatever, where there's like a ton of pirates.
but I can tell you now, I think it's Mike Cernovich. I think is it is it him or some other YouTuber was saying the other day? All of his security detail are ex-Navy SEALs. Like, you're going to tell me if you did not turn around to one or two of these ex-Navy SEALs and turn around and say, mate, we want you to train our army. They'll be like, okay, done.
Well, you gotta pay.
Well, you'd have to, I suppose, but shit, man, offer him a house in fucking Kekistan. He'd probably stay there. But that's what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, obviously there would be expenses involved in running this, obviously. But, at the end of the day, and this is where it obviously becomes a trade port, and you're making money from trading and stuff like that. Sure, but that's what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, and especially if we embrace technology and we don't shove it in the back of NSA's business for warehouse for 30 years. Like, for example, there's amazing technology going on with fucking railguns at the moment. And most of that technology is private citizens doing their own research and making fucking railguns. You're going to tell me you don't put 4 or 5 railguns along each side of the coast and point them outwards that any invading Air Force would think twice about fucking coming up to you?
Just get fucking flat cannons.
Yeah. Shit, dude.
No, dude, flat cannons are garbage nowadays.
No, I don't know. But, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many options out there. Like, why is
Just get some kind of missile system.
my windows are locked up? Hang on a sec. Well, yeah, you start.
Oh, dude, that's the thing. Just put down a missile system on the island, right? And then if Japan tries to threaten you, all you gotta do is just shoot Nagasaki with a couple of those missiles.
But yeah, okay, but saying that, like, this is when you start getting into North and South Korea's issues.
Yeah, but at the same, well, here's what I was saying. I'm just thinking that it's pretty much impossible to declare independence in the real world, and if this is the discussion that we're having, realistically accomplishing some kind of Kekistani thing, then I think it would be best just to keep this part of the country, and I just feel like Hashima Island or whatever the fuck would be the best option because it's in between two well-developed countries. It's on the side of Japan where there's not as many tsunamis and earthquakes. It's off the coast of some big city.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I fully love the idea of that fucking island. I fully do. I just worry that fucking Japan would be more of a pain in the ass than what it's
I feel like their authorities are pretty shit, in my opinion. But I mean, obviously there's gonna be downsides to anything. But
Of course.
I just think that would be the best option.
Maybe be the best option for the immediate. Maybe I could sort of maybe understand that, and then sort of break off and become independent later. But
Well, I mean, if anyone has any suggestions on like a better location and shit, then just like put that shit in the comments, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I love the location. I really do. I love the island. I love the fact that it's perfect for, you could use like, I'm just posting. Yeah, I just posted a photo of what a railgun. Like, you gonna tell me, imagine that railgun tech pointing like four of them on, like, or two of them on each side of the island, pointing out. You're gonna tell me that no
Well, they could just
fucker.
easily fucking bomb it, dude.
They do. They wouldn't be able to get fucking close. That thing would just fuck everything up that got near it.
Yeah. How the fuck do you want to afford that, one? And two, how are we gonna shoot down the planes that come at it?
Well, it's railgun tech. Dude. They're already building this shit already.
I know that it's supposed to be a railgun, but what I'm saying is like, railguns aren't necessarily the best, and there's actually a reason why they're not well developed yet.
But that's the thing. They are. There's a YouTube video I've actually seen from my own eyes, where the guy actually he makes his own railgun like rifle. And the thing
Okay,
is,
well, what makes that better than like conventional firearms and missiles,
fuel,
like anti-air missiles?
fuel, power. Yeah, it's
Well, yeah, but you could just get some. You could buy
Speed.
some. What? You could just make your own private military company and get a couple of anti-air vehicles and just put them on the island.
True.
But what I feel like would happen is just something similar to what happened with Crimea.
With what, sorry?
With Crimea.
Crimea.
No, Crimea. You know how
Oh,
Russia
yeah,
took Crimea?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should remove Shishlik
Yeah,
of Crimea.
because if you ever tried to declare independence, I feel like something like would happen with Crimea would happen. I mean, Crimea didn't try and declare independence, but just the way that they took it back, there'd be something like that.
But they're joined to Russia, aren't they? I'm trying to think where Crimea is actually.
Well, they're part of Russia now. It's right beside. It's right beside. It used to be
Like-
part of Ukraine.
That is a lot easier to do. They just need to fucking walk. There's no real logistics involved in getting into that.
Yeah, but what they could do is just send a couple of special forces disguised as fucking tourists, right? And then just.
Well, that's where you have your own police force. You have your own police force, your own military.
Well, I know that you'd have your own police force, but you could pretty easily infiltrate, like, a city.
Yeah, like, I think
Honestly, unless their economy really did crash, or they had more limitations on their military, or the SDF, or the fuck you want to call them, self-defense force, since their military is actually really limited.
like, I can't imagine the UN actually putting up with an invasion. If you had a seat at the UN,
I'm actually leave now.
Yeah, but how would you? All right, see ya.
See ya,
But
buddy.
how would you get a seat at the UN?
dude, the UN is every fucking civilized world country leader.
Yeah, I know, but a fucking population of 5,000.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So if you build your, so what are we looking up? UN requirements, right? I can't find anything. Oh, sorry, maybe minimum.
Honestly, though, how would the economy of an island so friggin' small even work? I mean, you need a place to employ 5,000 people if possible, or maybe more, depending on how popular the idea gets or the city gets. You know. Maybe if it actually got started, maybe the less serious Kekistanis would get more serious. You know. and
What-
actually consider that.
This is what I'm saying. Okay, so you look at the photo of this Hiroshima Island, for example, right? And you look at, like, for example, an aerial photo of it. There isn't actually that much room there or that much area there that's actually
Well,
residential.
It's like 15 square kilometers, I think, and that's only because there used to be a coal mine there, but we'd have to demolish the coal mine, considering it's like not really needed. I mean, why else would it have closed down?
Yeah, you probably get minimal amounts out of it at the moment, but what I was going to say was, but that's what I'm saying is that you look at the island, for example, you're missing my point. How much of that is actual residential at the moment and commercial? Probably what? 30, 40%?
Probably a little more than that.
Like, there's a lot of, like, I'm seeing, like, I've got it in front of me now, and the people watching the stream can see it too. But there's a lot of room that is undeveloped, from what I can see.
I guess. But I mean, you gotta think there must be a reason for that, considering most of it is fucking tower blocks instead of more spread out housing.
I just think that they just, well, dude, it's standard. It's the standard Japanese. It's they build up instead of out. They've always done that. They've always lived on top of each other. I reckon they've just gone through and followed their existing format. And the bright side about this island is we wouldn't have to worry about fucking water, drinking water.
Well, that's ocean water, though.
Yeah, but
Salt water.
desalination
Unless
plants.
you have like a water plant or whatever.
Yeah, desalination plant. Yeah.
Build that. You see that little part that extends it a little bit more, like that smaller part?
Whereabouts?
Here, that's my picture. It's loading. See that picture there? Like that little bit of the island to the left that stretches out?
Okay. Yep. So yeah. So you're talking about the piece in the foreground?
Yeah, dude, just like
Yeah.
plop a
Yeah.
water plant down there.
Yeah.
And do you see that island or two behind it? Well, you could probably eventually build on bridges that connect them.
Yeah. Or like a monorail or something even. Yeah. Train rail
I
or
don't know how
something.
big they are, but I mean maybe.
Hmm.
They don't look all that big either.
No. No, they actually look kind of small actually. I don't know, dude. I think this idea is fucking feasible. I really do. See those two pylons up at the background on the right side?
On the picture there, son.
Yep, yep.
Two pylons. Oh yeah.
I reckon you could actually build out on that and build a jetty and build a harbour.
Yeah, there probably used to be something like that there.
Yeah. Like if you actually go through, build
I
out.
would say make sure that it was safe first.
What?
I mean, those things are fucking old. The thing. Oh my god.
And you'd have to expand on it and whatnot. But what's that? What's that little? There's something attached to it. There's a
Where?
pontoon in front of it, where the two platforms are. There's a
Oh,
pontoon.
hold on. I'll be right back. Why? Alright. Well, I gotta go, dude.
Yeah, no worries, man. Alright, I might go through, edit this video and upload it. I'll demonetize it so I won't have to worry about me making
Alright.
it or anything
Well,
like that.
Nice chat. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah. I might do this every week or so. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it might be fun.
Yeah.
I like conversations like these.
Anyway, talk to you
Send a
later.
friend request on Discord, I think.
So,
I sent a friend request on Discord. Did you accept it?
yeah, I did, yep. Already done.
It just makes it easier because you could do like some kind of call or whatever whenever you do, and then just like those things related to that discussion there.
I was going to talk to Sir Wins a lot and actually say to him if we could actually make our own channel and have it like Discord discussion or something like that.
Alright. We'll see ya.
No worries, man. Have a good night. Talk to you later.
You too.